Cheers.
Cheers.
Dude, I think you really like that Bell's IPA over there, the official.
I love it.
I think it's like the second or third time we've streamed and you've been drinking that.
It is easily one of my favorite IPAs. It's a little high on the alcohol percentage. It's 6.4%.
Ah.
So got to be
Yeah.
careful, but two of them won't. It isn't bad on a work night.
So is that your limit for tonight? That's the first of two?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll try to hold you to it, I guess.
Yeah.
Over here, I don't have the can with me, but it's a cool glass, first off.
Mm-hmm.
This is follow me on Instagram. I did a metal and beer pairing with one of the Digipaks I'm about to show, where I was comparing a Digipak to one of the these light beers that are made by like craft breweries where they're 95 calories,
right,
and like 4.2%, and there's just not much there.
No.
It's not much there.
It's like for that you might as well just get some Miller Lite or Amstel Light is sort of my go-to cheap beer. Just might as well get a 12-pack of that for the price of what would be a 6-pack of craft.
Yes.
Low cal.
This would be like $10 to $11, maybe $12 for a 6-pack of. This is High Light, a beer from Sweetwater Brewing, of course.
Sweetwater, yeah, that's. Are they out of North Carolina?
No, they're Atlanta.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, they're an Atlanta brewery, and they love to mix with the hash and the very well. If Weed Eater or Bongzilla was a brewery, it would be Sweetwater for sure. A lot of their off brews and stuff try to pair like hop profiles with weed profiles and with skunky flavors and smells.
Yeah, Sweetwater, I remember now, you could get like the variety 12-pack where it's like 4 different IPAs, 3 cans a piece for like $16 usuly. And so I would get those on occasion because it would be like 3 typical Sweetwater IPAs and then like a limited edition one that is limited to that 12-pack. Mm-hmm. Those were a good deal. It was called like the tackle box, I think is what it was called for the summertime.
Yeah, that's a good pair.
Yeah, that and
Natural Ice for $10.
yeah, I hear you, bro. I hear you. Another one that I liked was next time I go back there, I need to be like a craft beer mule. And I need to bring back some Wicked Weed, some Terrapin. I like Terrapin a lot, and I can't find that up here. Can't find Wicked Weed. Can't find Who is it? Surf Wax. Who is it?
Oh, Burial.
You can't find Burial here. I mean, there's a plethora of great craft beer here too, but I kind of like, I like my those fall into my comfort zone, I guess you could say. Like Wicked Weed Pernicious is one of my favorites, and I still haven't found one yet that I like as much as Pernicious here.
Really?
Yeah,
you're close to fucking Three Floyds. I'm so jealous about that. You can drink Three Floyds beer, and I mean Chicago's got Goose Island and stuff,
Yeah, I know, and I just haven't tried enough, just because, I don't know, I just haven't tried enough. It's kind of like I just kind of go with whatever the deli right around the corner is selling.
I mean, I hear
you. There's a good variety there for a deli, but I'm not going out and dropping $40 a night on taps, you know.
I mean, it's hard to sustain.
Yeah, I mean, I'd
say.
Yeah, I mean, I will somewhat, during the holidays, but yeah.
Well, I think we can, with this comment from Brian over here, we can potentially dive into the topic.
Oh man,
he's ready to shit on some Digipaks. And guess who else is? We got Phil over here.
No baloney and zaloni.
He's ready to shit too.
Yeah. Like, you know what's funny? Last night I was watching. I was flipping in between Monday Night Football and something else. I can't remember. And there's a guy, like an offensive tackle or something. I think he plays for Philly, and his last name is Anzalone. And I was like, no shit.
Only in Philly,
right?
Dude. Oh well, I guess I'll introduce the topic real quick. I feel like Digipaks have been getting a lot of shit recently, and for good reason. Like, I'm not gonna lie, for good reason. Mainly because of a certain label. I can drop it. Earache. You buy like a $13 CD reissue, and they'll send you a fucking flimsy Digipak with like no lyrics, no liner notes, nothing. It's just like you open up the sleeve and there's the CD and there's nothing else. It's not much structure to the what's holding up the CD. It's pretty flimsy, and you pay full price. I mean, full price for a regular CD, you know?
Yeah.
And you kind of feel a little ripped, a little gypped. Kind of ruins the purchase a little bit.
It lets some wind out of the sails, definitely, just because I mean, just Earache in general just does such a crappy job with all their reissues. It's like the cheapest quality packaging. And the one thing that I will say about like the CDs, like the FDR reissues, the full dynamic range ones, I've heard a few where it's like the From Enslavement to Obliteration. I have 3 copies of that on CD, 3 different pressings, and the Earache FDR. I think it's a 2020 reissue. It's one of the shitty Digipaks with no frills, but dynamic sound wise, it sounds superior to the other CDs that I have of that album. And some other ones I've heard where it's like I tell myself, like, okay, they're cheap and they want to spend as little as possible, at least if they're pulling a master from the original source and it's like a flat transfer, just whatever's available at the time. I like to think that it's as good of a transfer that's available for that pressing versus them spending the money on elaborate packaging.
Yes. So have you heard some of these reissues? Like, do they sound as good? Because a lot of the time I'm just comparing the reissue to like what's on Spotify, and it's tough to say, you know?
Yeah. I've never heard streaming that, and I've scrutinized streaming like hell, and you've seen my headphone amp and the vacuum tube amp that I have and all of that. I've scrutinized. Streaming will never sound as good as the physical media. From Enslavement to Obliteration is one where the Earache FDR reissue to me is a better sounding album than the other CD versions that I have, even though they're old school or whatever, in like the jewel case with the black inner tray and all that. But again, the packaging is just flimsy and shitty, and
that's the part. But
it sucks that Earache has just such a huge legacy catalog, but they just put out just the cheapest quality,
with it.
Pressings,
That's the thing. They could do so much, but I forget they're actually doing a lot. Look at Brian's comment over here.
You can go online and read.
You can just go to the website.
Yeah.
Duh. Isn't that way more convenient than just opening up the CD, you know, the book, the little booklet, and reading it?
Yeah.
Just-
Or like when they take the liner notes from the LP and they scale the text down, so
Ooh.
it's like the text is like a fraction of a millimeter, and there's no way possible any person could read it. I love it when they do that.
Yes.
A lot of labels are guilty of that.
Well, we'll see if I have any of those. Which, you cool if I hop in? I got 2 earache pressings right off the bat to show.
Okay, yeah.
So like, and we can talk about both the artwork itself and also, I don't know, just how much the pressing kind of ruins it a little bit. Like, first off, this was the thumbnail.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, great to own this on CD for, you know, I bought this I think for like $10. So great to own this, but once again, like that's all you get.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm surprised it's even that much.
Yeah, the next one I'm going to show is less for sure. I mean, this one has at least some information about where it was recorded. It says recorded and mixed in Morrisound in Tampa, Florida, produced by Dave Vincent, engineered by Scott Burns. And then it's got at least like the pictures, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so that's at least some information. But that's basically it. And it's got the website link on the back to look for the lyrics and stuff.
Yeah.
Which, first off, this album cover I think is iconic. Like, just to talk about this real quick, and I am 100% game for a Terrorizer deep dive at some point, because this album is phenomenal, and I need to dive more into their career. I think that would be an easier career to jump into, and just be able to like pick apart and have fun while doing it. And I remember I saw these guys when they opened up for Nile back in 2019, I think. At the of course at the Fillmore.
Yeah.
Of all places.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't think you went to that show. So yeah. And then along with that, I sent a copy of this to Brian. Oh, there we go. This is Sleep's Holy Mountain. Same fucking thing. And it's got even less. All it has on the inside is just a picture of our 3 dudes from Sleep. It doesn't even have their names, you know. It's just a picture. You got Matt, Al, and shit, I don't remember who the other guy is. But I mean, that's basically it. And this costs probably about $11, which worth it for the CD, but at the same time, you know. And then to find right there, that's the line. I don't know if you can read that. It says, find lyrics at earache.com/lyrics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
I think the cost to manufacture a CD is something like $1.20, and Earache was like, "No, that's too expensive. We need."
So, how much do you think it costs for these packagings right here? Like, $2?
Oh, I think that's even too much. I have no idea, honestly. They probably do like a run of like, 10,000, and then a bunch sit in storage for a few years, and
yeah, we got
Rick.
Tuesday night, I feel weird. Like, I feel like I'm breaking protocol. It's not a weekend. Why am I live?
I don't
Oh, okay, yeah. Now the digi sleeves, Brian, I hear you, man. Those digi sleeves, those piss me off.
Ooh, yeah. I have some of those to show next for sure.
Yeah.
I'm curious if you think those are worse than these Digipaks or not. Like, well, because at least they come with the booklet, right?
It depends. I've had some no frills digi sleeves where it's like something you could get at Staples, you know, and just put a CD in there. But yeah, it's
Wasn't the whole original idea behind that environmental reasons, right? Because I remember
Was it?
what is the oldest Digi, I guess,
the
pack,
first.
whatever.
I
Like,
think the. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, like, what do you think is the oldest ones you guys have in your collection, right? Like, I think I have maybe stuff from the early '90s, going that far back. That's around the time I think I first started seeing them, and I remember that was like they were hitting hard because when that fucking Clinton era came in and Al Gore and those guys, they were all about the environment, man. They were all about pushing that less plastic, more time. And I get it, you know, but I don't think when the industry took off, because the original cardboard for CDs was those long boxes, right? Like, that was the original mess. And the reason they did those was so that, you know, you had conventional records and all the record stores were built for records. Then when CDs came in, the long boxes, because you notice they're like 6 inches wide. So you could fit 2 of those in the spot you would put a record in.
Yeah.
And that was the whole idea behind the long boxes. And that took off, but people hated them. Well, the record store owners hated them because it was just a pain in the ass. And people just threw them out anyway. Once they opened them up.
I remember
Phil's comment here might be the earliest one that I own. Pork Soda by Primus.
Pork Soda. So going back that far.
Because I found that one, and that's 1994, I think.
I don't have it anymore, but what I think was one of the first Digipaks was the Van Halen Live Right Here, Right Now. I think it was that, or it was a B-52s album that were like, but they were this weird Digipak that wasn't around long, where it had like this black sort of like little patch that you
would have one for the Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. I didn't pull that one. Shit. No, let me see.
So I think those were, I remember from way back when, because I mean I've always bought CDs and I've rarely sold stuff. And I remember those were like some of the two, because it was on the news about how reducing plastic consumption, and here's this new Van Halen album or B-52s and this new thing called a Digipak, and it was like, wow, it opened up, and it, you know, it was a weird layout with like the inner tray and stuff. But so I had that one. The oldest one that I might still have, shit, I can't tell you honestly. Probably, just I don't know, maybe some.
So real quick, do we separate digi sleeves from digipacks? I mean, or is it like an umbrella term and digi sleeves are underneath it? Because I have digi sleeves in here and I'm like lumping them in.
Well, okay, here's the thing though. Is this stream about shitting on digipacks, or are we going to talk? Because the flip side to digipacks are some really cool booklets and some like with gatefolds and, you know, all of this. So it's like, yes, there are the cheap, crappy digipacks, the earache quality, but then there's some awesome digipacks out there too that, you know, look awesome.
And it's both. I pulled ones that are like the ones I just showed over here, and the ones I'm going to show in a little bit. But then also I pulled some cool ones. Like I wanted to end on what digipacks can be, you know, that it's not just because it's a digipack doesn't mean it's bad. Or the packaging is bad, you know? So I think digipacks can be awesome in the right hands by the right label if the label and the band want to care about it, you know?
Yeah.
Probably more so the label than the band, but
I pulled a couple random things. The thing about these unplanned streams is that you know, I don't have my organization shit all worked out, but I pulled some stuff like, I'm sure you guys were shitting on earache, right? And rightly so.
Yep, we did. We were dropping some.
Yeah, Brian knows.
Another one, it's like, who was the one company? Metal Mind. They just pump out shit. That's the right.
I'm gonna grab one of those. Actually, I'll be right back.
I have a love and hate thing with them, like, because they have put out some like sought after stuff that has not been on the market a while, but that's their execution of it. It's like they they do it through the sort of sometimes they do the gold discs,
Yeah.
not every time for everything, but most of the time I think their stuff is pretty much, or as far as I know, I've only seen them as Digipaks.
I have a few of the metal minds. Like I have the Candlemass, the white one with Messiah there when he came back. And
Oh,
I have like a
yeah.
benediction one. I have a few of those, and they're also always like serial numbered. You know, it's like as collectors, we always like that gimmicky stuff. Like, oh, I have number 52 out of 2000.
It's
You
like
know,
really large too, so like so you feel even more special.
yeah, exactly. And yeah, the gold discs are pretty fancy too. And yeah, those ones they put I'd say an average amount of money into the Digipak quality.
I think it's a bit of a tricky science too, because for example, the fact that you're even buying it to, like, this is 2022, the fact you're even buying it says you're still buying physical. So there is some sense of appreciation for physical media for that particular customer base. And if you would skimp on that and they would do something as lazy as just go to the website for the lyrics or whatever, right? You're kind of circumventing the whole reasoning behind the mentality of the person who's going to buy this stuff.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, but I get the econo packs too. Like I get the whole like, well, we just want to get this out so you can get your $5 CD, so you don't have to blow a whole bunch of money. But at the same time, I'm like, if I want to blow just $5, it's great when I find a $5 CD. Don't get me wrong, but I think a lot of those people who are still want to buy music, but maybe not all that into physical, are probably just buying digital. You know?
Yeah. Why would they buy the CD in the first place if they don't even want to spend?
Yeah. Just
the
a
money.
fine line that would just get you over that hump. Because I remember when I stopped buying CDs for a while, you know, I was buying digital. I avoided, thank God, like I avoided the Apple iTunes route, like a lot of my friends and people did, like, because especially during that time when everything was like encrypted and it only worked on certain players, and you know,
yeah,
I hated
that was a pain
shit.
in the ass.
I have a couple albums I've lost because of that I bought.
Man,
on
even
Apple
when I
iTunes.
got rid of, I got rid of like hundreds of CDs. I remember like years ago, but I at least I had the forethought to rip a lot of them, you know. So I had the MP3s, at least of those backed up, even I didn't have the disc anymore. You know?
Yeah, I kind of think that, like, you know, because with physical media, it's easy to say like, oh, it's, you know, dying. Who the hell's buying CDs anymore? If like an underground label, underground music is people who are passionate about music, you know,
Yeah.
and if they're gonna press like say 3,000 CDs of an album on a global scale,
that's not a whole lot.
It's not a lot, right? Especially when it's like, okay, not just North America, South America, the UK, you know, like all of that. It's there's still that demand that I think justifies, you know, the expense.
I always assume it's something around that much when they don't actually disclose the number. You know, they're like, well, here we have a CD format now. It's like, but then it's not. They don't really say, because when they say limited, they usually mean a few hundred. That's typically the language, like when they release stuff like this, especially small labels. And Logan, I know, like, you know, when you went with this topic, one thing that came to mind was like not just, so at least in my mind, not the quality of the Digipak itself too, but the people pushing this and the people behind it. I'm less forgiving when it's like Century Media or somebody.
That's what I mean. And I have some Century Media here I'm going to show.
Oh, okay.
Also, like some pricey. I don't know. Do you guys have any like stuff you want to show from Eric that you feel like has just been like the soul of the album has been removed by just having it like this? I mean, I'm still happy to own it, but it's not the same as if you were to get like, you know.
Yeah, I didn't dig any earache out just because they're not worth showing off.
There we go.
You know, I want to take this discussion in the direction of talking about awesome Digipaks.
Yes. All right. Well,
not the garbage.
So Rick showed off mentioned Metal Mind right? Didn't you say Metal
Yeah,
Mind?
yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Let me show off, because I think, they're a little disappointing, I guess, but they have a place, because I removed myself. Sorry.
Oh.
I will briefly show one Metal Mind pressing for a CD that I have. That a lot of these are on Amazon for about $5 with Prime shipping, for crying out loud. I mean, it's. I've become guilty of buying them.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
This is an awesome album, like an underrated Benediction album, I think.
Oh yeah.
And it's on that Metal Mind. It's got that gold disc, but it at least comes with a fucking booklet,
Right.
Like, you got a separate booklet you can pull out. You can see the band members. You can see the lyrics. There's at least stuff for you to interact with more than the Earache pressings, And this was, as I said, I think this is probably still available, or at least some are still, available on Amazon for about $5, which is not too bad. You're not helping out the band or anything, but
well, my other issue too, from an artist perspective, is the disc itself.
Yes,
it's like it's plain as can be. It's like, what is that, like
gold
Helvetica? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You're right. I mean,
you think they would have, I don't know, like, not everything needs this big giant 4-color artwork and all that stuff, but man, they could have done something a little more interesting with that.
I mean,
I like that there's the hologram on the back, so it's authentic and not a Russian boot of a $5 CD.
Yes. I mean, look, it's supposedly numbered, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, these cheapo Wakano packs are not counterfeit, just so you know.
There, just so you know. And then we got the number too, 1099 out of 2000, supposedly.
Man.
So I definitely have a couple of these. I got another one from Benediction. I've got one for Decrepit Birth. I got one for shit. Gore, damn it. Never mind. I'll think of it later. But I definitely, like, whenever I see these for like $5 and it's an album I've been meaning to pick up, I buy it, and I think this is worth it. It's probably worth like a
like I was
eight to
like
10
I was telling
bucks,
Chris,
maybe.
like I have this love-hate thing with them, because they have put out some stuff that's kind of hard to find. Like, they just happen to be the ones to reissue it, and like, because nobody else will for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's even some more obscure stuff. I even pulled out, like, because I think this is also well, okay, so one is Nuclear Blast, funny enough, and the other one's put up by Metal Mind. And you could tell, because like one is shiny and one isn't. So that's that Defecation band.
Yes.
Dude, I have both of those. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Now I don't know if you can tell in the light. Like, this one's like the shiny one. So obviously this is the Nuclear Blast one. So this is a Purity Dilution, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And you have both Mitch and Mick on this. And then you have this one, which is the Metal Mind one, which is the more the matte kind of coating.
Yeah.
On there. And I like it. It's not as good as Purity Dilution, but there it is. There's that plain Jane CD, with Helvetica.
Yep. That's it. So I almost bought that for sure. Like,
I think it's still worth picking up.
Okay. If I see it come back
and shit, like, that's it's kind of
dude, those Defecation ones are awesome. Definitely get them.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I mean, and this is when it's worth it. Like, if you see it on Amazon for $5,
it's like
Metal Mind.
Let's just pick it up. Put a big black streak behind it, just to make it easier to read. It's like, why did they? It's like, I get, but this is not exactly like high-end Photoshop work here.
No.
So they took this and then they decided to just continue that same exact background on every page.
Yeah.
It's like they could have done so much. I don't know. It doesn't have to be anything crazy or fancy, but they could have done something different for every spread. A little different here, a little different there, different color. I don't know. But that's one of the things that kind of irks me. It's when stuff like this with pages where they kind of just really skimp on the graphic design and kind of just make everything really a little too samey. And this is one of those cases where, you know, will it affect your ability to get into lyrics and everything else? It does its function, does what it needs to do. But it's just so. When did this come out? I want to say this came out with 2003, something like that. I think when he came back, and it's just like, but it still has that sort of 90s. Look at that, like how harsh those drop shadows are and everything. It's just like, that's so of the time.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I admit the Metal Mind does not. They don't try to mess with the artwork at all. Like,
no,
they embrace all the shitty artwork of the day, if you will.
But the thing is like, so with the nuclear blast one, you know, they give
Does
you
it
like
look
a nice
better?
dirty black.
Oh, sorry. Let me get you back up there.
To hold the disc, which is cool, and then you got the nice sort of easy way to get the. Because I know with some of these, it's hard to get the damn disc out, especially when it's new. You're afraid you're gonna break the disc. But this one here, like you have the nice sort of thumb area to pull it out, which makes it easier. But at the same time, you didn't get a booklet or anything. You just have this. You know?
Oh, see, that just reminds me of the earache right there.
Yeah, which is like
the
I don't know.
The booklet's part of it. I think, you know, like I'm happy that the Metal Minds comes with the booklet. Like that's a big part of the selling point. I think, you know.
This one in particular, I actually don't know what I'm missing because I don't have the OG.
Yeah,
I don't know what was included with how the original lyric sheet looked like, so I don't have anything to compare by. All I know is I got this, and I had no other insert or nothing with it other than that photo. You know, and that's about it.
Man, I'm gonna have to pick up something from them for sure because I've been eyeing that first album for a while.
I would say if you don't have any of them, at least I will get this before this one.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Is it a big drop off, or are they still kind of?
Well, I mean, these guys were firing all cylinders. You had both Mick and Mitch on here. I think when I think Mick dropped off and Mitch Harris is pretty much went solo on this one. There is another. Yeah. Do you have the bootleg, Chris, that came out with the same band name?
Chris, what you got?
Yeah. Okay. So this is the same one, the Metal Mind, and then here's the OG jewel case. I also have the vinyl for it as well. Not the vinyl, the record. It's sound like a noob. And then Purity Delusion. This is the CD that I have. Different album artwork. And I keep my CDs in little baggies like everyone should. So yeah, there is a booklet with lyrics that, again, these are the ones where they scaled down the liner notes from the LP and you can't even read the text. It's so small.
Oh man. Yeah.
So yeah, Rick, you're not missing much.
It's like black on white text too, like out of all the colors they choose. I guess it could be worse, but
mail order catalog there. Some
is that Righteous Pigs in the middle?
Yeah, Righteous Pigs.
Nice. I see Deceased too down there.
Yeah, Deceased, Suffocation, Incantation. So yeah. That one, Rick, that you're talking about with the has like the soldier on the cover with the same. I guess what I read about that one is that apparently it's someone who stole the logo and was going by that because it's not Mick or Mitch, but it's actually a decent album. I have it here. I just don't know.
I've listened to it. I haven't picked it up, but I've listened to it like on YouTube or whatever. I'm like, these guys could have done okay without ripping off the band. Like, it's like, why would you go through all that trouble to just not get proper recognition, try to write over someone else's name just to like fucking just to offend them to begin with, and then have your shit. But you can still. Where are they from? Is it from Russia? It's like I forget where they're from. They're from somewhere. Might have been Ukraine, something like that.
Oh, the the fake defecation.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
think
can't
it was something
remember.
like that.
Brian wants to know where to get the
Yes,
CDs
real
from.
quick, please
I'd say
educate
look on
us.
eBay.
I bought mine off of I think it was Amazon, and this will actually segue me into the next. So here's one of those sleeves. I got a deluxe in action. I think this was like $7 off of Amazon for 100.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know. Comes and goes.
bagsunlimited.com.
Okay.
Or Sleeve City.
I think they are available on Amazon though, or they at least sell if you check. Because I know I bought some off of there. I've definitely bought some off of eBay too. But real quick, these are the sleeves that I pulled. So
those are crap.
I mean, come on, like
yeah.
I mean, I think do you have any of these, by the way, these Metallica ones? This is the only one I have, which is the Digi sleeve.
I got them on
thankfully.
Jewel.
Yeah, this I have to find a proper Kill 'Em All on Jewel because this is just not. It's just not cutting it.
I mean, I don't mind the gatefold like look. You know,
the gate
it's replicating an LP, right? Like in some way.
True. I mean, at least we have a proper we got a proper font and stuff.
Yeah, see, there you go. Like at least they're trying there.
Yeah. But it just feels chintzy. I mean, and this is this is probably the booklet you would get with the CD. So maybe we're just complaining for the sake of complaining. I don't know. That's a possibility. But Brian is right. This is the $5 Walmart edition Digi-Sleeve, which I got this for $5 off of Amazon. So I should not be complaining. I should be just happy to own a great fucking album.
But Walmart's a different animal than like your record store that sells underground shit. Like, because you're gonna get like if you want to buy any of the big four bands, like Walmart will probably have it, you know, and especially those reissues. They may not have every album, but they'll package it in such a way where because Walmart does exclusives too, right? Like they do their own.
Yes, for the vinyl.
For the vinyl, okay. I don't know if they do
like their exclusive colors and stuff. You mean, or?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know they do vinyl, but they don't. I think they do. I know Target does their own CD exclusives.
Oh, yes, they do. Yeah.
I figured they did. I figured Walmart should too. Right. I mean, that's clearly there's a market for it.
They probably do. I don't know if Walmart sells like CDs in store anymore. You know, like.
Oh, they do.
Okay.
I swear about that last Megadeth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit. Okay. Yeah, no, most of the time when I go into Walmart, it's funny, they only have vinyl. They don't have any CDs. It's only vinyl.
Oh.
So I mean, not that I guess I'm missing out on too much, but
there's
all right,
there's
it's
something
not just me.
Yeah, there's something about buying vinyl from Walmart that I disapprove of.
it feels dirty, right? You almost like want to walk out, like just have it hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Just run out with the thing. So, but also, wish you were here. Had to pick this up, and of course, Digi-Sleeve.
You know when I picked up stuff from like Walmart, and it's when I have like. When I want like a new copy of an old record, like, you know, if I want like Dark Side of the Moon or something like that, and I usually I'll have those, but I'm like I don't want to mess up my old beat up OG copy, so I'll probably just get a second one or whatever, and look, my 180 gram one.
Yeah. And here's a recent example: Walmart has exclusive Dirt reissues, Apple Red.
What collector is gonna be like, oh bro, I got the Walmart pressing?
They're not, but they're still gonna buy it, dude.
like who the hell is gonna sit here and brag, dude, I got the Walmart pressing? Fuck yeah. Like
they probably cater to also that people just getting to vinyl and they got their first Crosley and
yeah. Yeah, exactly. The Crosley crowd.
Listen, if you're into either Alice in Chains or Metallica, you could fall into the Crosley crowd. If like that's if that's it, I mean, you could think Crosley's a good record player, and you're like, I picked up my record player and my first vinyls from Walmart. Boom.
Like if you're just getting
I'm on your level.
it, like, you know, this is your first vinyl and you're, you know, you just starting your collection and you're not really deep into like underground music, you're probably going to pick up that, like, you know, that greatest hits, whatever, you know, Pink Floyd or whatever they'll have on the stand. That's basically what they'll have. The Alice in Chains, like, you know, like some kid's dad might pick that up because of nostalgia, right? Like,
oh yeah, there are plenty of people who buy it there. It's on my record shopping days. Walmart's not a pit stop for me.
No, you're there for other reasons.
It's like where else can you get toothpaste, socks, and underwear, and Alice in Chains record all in the same place?
Brian hits it right here. Brian bought chunky peanut butter, tampons, and a CD reissue of Number of the Beast.
There you go.
What
like
more do you need?
That day I got that Megadeth, you know. It's like I think I did get socks that day, you know, and like what do you call it? And like a Led Zeppelin shirt or something, you know, like that's the thing. You have the shirt aisle.
Dude, they have
those mass-produced graphic tees.
Mm-hmm. You can buy some Wu-Tang and some Nirvana and AC/DC shirts for $7.
The graphic tees that are designed to look like they're 30 years old.
Yeah.
That say Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion.
Oh, you do that too. So long live the monopoly, I guess, right? So, do you guys have any other like digi sleeves you want to show off and shit on real quick? Like,
well, I got the Metal Blade ones that were cool, like the Merciful and the Diamonds, like the LP replicas. You've seen those, right? You guys have those?
I'm gonna show a Diamond reissue later on, but. Also, new beer for me. Let's see what it is. I was on vacation in Tennessee. Picked up the Pep Talk lager from Bearded Iris Brewing. It is a lager. It's crisp and light.
Man, how many have you had already? It's a Tuesday night.
Too many.
Too many.
I don't have to work tomorrow, so that's partially why.
Oh, okay. All right.
I am. We're doing this. I'm sorry for dragging you into my midweek weekend.
Nah, it's all good, man. I got So I pulled one of each. I pulled the Merciful and the.
Yeah, let's see these.
And then so it was cool because Metal Blade obviously have the jewel versions too, but they put out these LP replicas, which are. And that's what it is. It's meant to look like the LPs, obviously in CD form. So, more or less, and so you got the sort of inner gatefold thing there, and the best part is the CD. I mean, it actually looks like a record. Let's see if I can pull that thing. Oh, you know what? I think I left it. It's still in the thing over there. Give me this one. Yeah, because I think I left it outside of the plastic. Because I actually have these all stored in its own little box, separate from everything else.
Do you not trust the packaging for the CDs?
Oh no! I just don't want to mess with it too much and mess it up.
Okay,
it's cool. Like. So there's them. So yeah, it's cool. Again, just like the LP. Let me see if I can pull it out. That was somewhere.
And of course, here's Brian trying to take you down a peg over here.
Yeah, right.
LP gatefold replica, fancy term for digi sleeve.
Just can't let Rick feel good for once.
He's like, I have a replica of the original vinyl.
It's a Tuesday night, man.
It's almost the same.
Yeah. Wait, look at that.
Okay,
the black CD.
That's kind of cool.
It looks more like a mini. Closer to, and it used the black backs, which is pretty cool. So, and they do this for all of them. They all look like this. They even try to replicate the label, more or less. It's not an exact, obviously, because it's got especially the ones that came out through like Road Racer and whatnot. Like it wouldn't have the Metal Blade logo on it, although these do.
See, that's a cool touch, I think, to the.
Yeah. So I,
The edition.
I went and snagged him real quick too, because I kept coming back to the record store, and every time I went over there, he kept raising it $1, like, and went back again, it was like another $1 more expensive because they kept flying off the shelves.
It's funny. Most of my record stores are the exact opposite. You go back in, you still see a thing. It's down $1.
Really? I mean, it's probably not so bad now. I mean, I don't know. Like, I haven't checked if Metal Blade still has these plenty of these still in stock. If they've been repressing them or not. But I know the record stores have been trying to keep up, and they've been having a bit of a hard time because people tend to like them.
Well, I guess Merciful Fate in by association King Diamond. They're now touring.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're probably as big as they were, if not even bigger, because of that recent tour. Have you guys been seeing how all the tour's been going?
I've been seeing people's posts. A lot of people have been posting footage of the show, and the whole elaborate getup and the big giant upside down cross and the whole stage.
Makes you think of the Judas Priest thing, right? Because then Judas Priest had their logo in the same way, where it was up, and it would just flip down during the performance.
Yeah, well, because
I saw them, it was like that.
They could splurge their money. They know they'll make their money back. They could do the pyrotechnics and all that stuff, and they know they'll make their money back. They don't worry about the because it's like it's a spectacle, and they could do that. Not every band could do the spectacle thing, and make their money back.
And it's just cool to see them being at that point where they feel like they can be the spectacle band, because they weren't always like that for sure. So, Chris, are you ready to jump into good Digipaks?
Yeah.
All right. He's got the good stuff over here. Or do you have a shitty one you want to show? Or
I'm done. Let's move on from the shitty ones.
All right, let's go quality then.
Yeah, we're going full quality here. Well, I got one in the mail today that I'll open later, so I'll open it live on air. The unboxing. Oh my God.
Guys, it's an exclusive.
Yeah. Here's a Digipak done right. Now, whenever a band puts out a regular version and a deluxe version, 9 times out of 10 I buy the deluxe version. And this is Pig Destroyer Book Burner.
Oh.
When this came out, and this is the deluxe CD, and then I also have the deluxe vinyl, the deluxe record, sorry, where this is a 2 CD set, and the second, it's the regular album on 1 disc, and then the second disc is like 6 or 7 covers. And this is done right. You'll see, like, right here, there's the spot gloss of the album title on the front.
That's pretty cool.
Spine, like, this is almost like an inch spine, so it's like it's a full book. The inside, when you open it up, the liner notes, the booklet, it's glued to the inside. Stiff cardboard. And then same on the back. The booklet continues on the back, and it's glued to the back cover. And the paper. And another thing too that I notice is like the quality of the stock that's used. So you'll see here, like, the cover itself, it's it's like a thicker stock. And this paper, this is just kind of like regular. This is actually higher quality semi-gloss for all the liner notes. But yeah, this is definitely, like, when I saw this and then I just saw the regular jewel case of it, I'm like, no, I'm getting the deluxe. I'll spend the extra $5. And yeah, this is when we do our Pig Destroyer deep dive coming up.
I'm so tempted to ask you how you feel about it.
We'll save that for the deep dive.
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm just tempted to ask.
It's a bit of a sneak preview. There you go.
I won't ask because,
and it's good things I have to say.
Oh shit! Now I'm doubly curious. For later. Here, Rick, you got anything ready?
Yeah, I got one of those kind of deluxe ones, I guess you could say. This one's for Theogonia, I think you say it, Rotting Christ.
Oh yeah, that is an awesome album, dude.
Yeah, this is when did this come out? 07, something like that. You can tell because this is when they like switched to that what we now know as the modern Rotting Christ sound. You know, they kind of they lost a bit of that coldness they had, and they moved on to more of that. I don't know. It's just
embraced
more
a folky kind of element.
Yeah.
So
So they went ahead. They did the whole die cut thing. So this is the one with the DVD. Funny enough, I haven't even watched the DVD yet.
That's always how it goes.
So this one has it's kind of cool, like what they did with the CD. So this is their first with Season of Mist. They I know they were on Century Media for a while, for a few years, and they couldn't wait to end that contract, so they signed on with Season of Mist. And I don't know if you can see, it's a little bit glossy. It's a nice little treatment there. I don't know if it comes out well on camera, but it actually does look pretty nice. And they went ahead, and it's cool because they had that little scarab there, and they just proceeded to put that there on the booklet, and lyrics and whatnot. So the reason I'm showing this too is it's just kind of showing where, moving over to Season of Mist, they put money into this band. They kind of wanted them to stick around. So they went ahead and did all that stuff.
I think they definitely helped them become what they are today.
Yeah.
Like, you're right. They were not getting that support from Century Media for sure. And it wasn't until that album and then the two preceding it that everyone was just on board with Rotting Christ.
Yeah, I think they're still with Season of Mist, as far as I know.
Yeah, how do you feel about their latest output? I'm iffy. Heretics was kind of hit or miss.
I like it. It's not my favorite one. But I actually I tend to gear more towards their older material, but I actually don't mind their new stuff. I think it's I could put it on and just enjoy it. It's I don't know. They actually are one of my favorite bands.
Nice, yeah. They're awesome for sure. I definitely love some Rotting Christ. I will continue with Chris and Rick over here. Show a deluxe edition, but also continue with Rick showing off some King Diamond. This is the deluxe version off of Roadrunner. I don't know when this came out. This was one of the early. This was the first King Diamond that I owned. Just a deluxe gatefold digipack of Abigail, which to me is his best album. I might be a sucker because this is the first thing I owned, but I love. Once again, we got the booklet in the middle.
If you're gonna pick up a first, that's a good one to start with. Definitely.
An amazing booklet just stuck in the middle, just with look at that artwork right there. And then also with a DVD too that I've not watched, a performance from Gothenburg, Sweden in 1987. So, I mean, this is when you would see a digipack and you'd be like, I want to buy that, simply because you knew it was something a little extra. Digipacks help make the deluxe edition of a CD or something more special than just the regular, If you just bought the regular, I think we could talk a little bit about how annoying those fold-out trays are.
Yeah.
Right? Where you have to fit your finger in the little groove and pop out the fold-out tray on the regular CD to get the second CD behind it.
That's why I like that.
Fucking pain in the ass, man.
That Depechecamode, that Nuclear Blast one. It had the little pull holes in there so you can get the disc out.
Yeah.
It's they don't all have that.
This is a little bit of the story about what it did on the Billboard and stuff, and more detailed liner notes. We got The King Lives over here. I don't know. The presentation is just above and beyond. And I just love it when like these digipacks that have this are almost like they're op-eds by certain people who are trying to hype up, the release. Like I think Relapse did this well. I mean, they weren't digipacks, I guess, but with like the Death reissues, where they all had like the extra op-eds and special notes about every single Death album.
Yeah.
It really made you want to buy the release. All right, Chris.
All right. Okay, so here's this is a really cool digipack. This is Red Fang, Whales and Leeches, and it's the lenticular cover, which they also had a vinyl deluxe version of this as well.
Yeah.
I don't have any Red Fang on vinyl. With them, I've always been kind of just content with CDs. I like them, but
they're a good CD band. I agree. I have their first one on vinyl. Their self-titled.
Yeah, the first one's really good. Yeah.
I kind of jumped off on this one actually.
The lenticular cover not really showing up well on camera here, but everyone knows what those look like.
Oh yeah.
And open it up, and it's one of these ones where it's like there's the disc, and then you see it's sort of like I don't know what this would be called, if it would be called like a double gatefold or a quad gatefold. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what
That's another one where I kind of have a love-hate thing with that. It looks cool for a moment, but then when you just want to get into
when you have to open it,
you kind of have to deal with that.
Yeah. That's I understand that struggle, but still, for the packaging, there is a jewel case one version of this I've seen that's like no frills. But still, when I saw this and it was just like a couple dollars more, I was like, oh yeah. And I think there are 2 extra songs on this version that aren't on the jewel case
Okay.
one. So yeah, this was I think with everything that they've put out, I think there's always like a standard and a deluxe version, because like there was the latest one that they put out like 2 years ago. There was like that neon colored box, and I bought that. And then I think they've been pretty consistent with like high quality artwork and having like deluxe versions with like an extra song, and shockingly, Relapse spends money on them. It's Relapse, in my opinion, their quality has gone downhill a lot.
I'm a bit of a sucker for those lenticular things too, though. Like,
they're cool.
It's like, everybody knows the Tool one. Everybody has that lenticular thing.
Oh yeah.
Well, I didn't pull it because it's not a digipack. It's like a layer on top of the jewel case. It's like you slide it in. It's supposed to.
Yeah, it's like the cover itself, or the plastic itself, is the lenticular part.
A Kiss Cycle Circus. I happen to have a copy of that, and that was lenticular.
And
I'm gonna blow you up. Go ahead and show something.
When the artwork is done right on a lenticular cover, it really looks really cool, like really 3-dimensional.
It has a really nice effect. We're still doing deluxe packaging stuff. Here I got so I pulled this Dark Funeral with Shadows Forever Rain. I guess this is the one before the latest one. And so yeah, like again, a label like Century Media would do something like this, and much less be able to afford Necrolord to come here and do all this awesome artwork. And this is one of those slip ones. So it's kind of and it's very like kind of unconventional when you're trying to fit that on the shelf. So kind of odd. But yeah. So this one kind of opens up. It's kind of opens up kind of funny. So it's kind of like the Red Fang, right? So it has that. Yeah, they went nuts with this one. I'm trying to remember how this went. I think it's like this, and it opens up like that, So obviously it's supposed to be a cross. And here we go. Yeah, here we go. So it's like this.
Yes.
You get that whole like, I didn't think the bottom needed to be that long, but 2 panels would have been enough. But it's still pretty cool. I mean, wrote all that on there. So I said, you know what? Looks pretty cool. And doing all that in all those panels, they still went ahead and gave you a proper booklet. They could have skimped and said, well, we did everything else. We gave you all these panels. You still want a booklet, damn it? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they think about the people who put this together, how to do all this craft work, and they still have to design all this stuff with the booklet here. I mean, obviously, this is probably the same booklet that came with the standard Joe Cake one, I'm pretty sure. But the fact they threw that in there, was quite considerate. So, yeah. Pretty cool art.
Does the cross add to the music?
I would like to think it does.
Just unfolding it before you listen to it, it makes you feel that much more in tune to their.
You know what I noticed?
Too,
like,
leaning.
There's this thing now where when you buy like an old CD, right? Like not something that's like Metal Mind or whatever, but like something from the 90s. It was standard practice to put all the tracks in the CDs because that's what you did with the vinyl, with the labels, right? But even the vinyl now, they don't like to put the track listings like most of the time. Like, but you look at this, it's a modern CD because it just has the big logo and the name, but nothing else.
Yeah.
So it's that practice of, well, you can just look at the track listing on the packaging itself or whatever. Why would we be redundant and put it on the CD too? But that was standard practice for years. That's the way it was. The norm now has changed to this format.
I agree. And real quick, James, thanks for watching, man. Thanks for being in the comments. What is the
Warrior?
What's the fucking album of the year for Metal Injection? What do we need to vote for?
Album of the year?
Yeah, he's asking us, have we voted yet? It's on Metal Injection. You gotta go vote.
I couldn't tell you the last time I hopped on that channel.
That's
I haven't checked Metal Injection or whatever it's called.
James, tell us what you're voting for, and maybe we'll vote.
Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah, there we go. Brian kind of stole my thunder over here. Shit, we gotta find it. Yeah, this is it. I pulled 10,000 Days, I think, is one of the coolest fucking Digipaks.
Oh, that thing, yeah.
Like, come on. Rick, are you a fan of Tool at all?
I've been a fan of Tool since 1994, I think.
Man, they're one of my favorite bands. Like, I will never deny it. Like, and this is just fucking cool. Like, you're not gonna be able to see it, but it's supposed to be like the 3D. Like, you look through there, you can see the 3D version of the artwork and stuff.
They were always that gimmick band when it came to like just putting together. I mean, with I think Undertow was a little more standard, but that one had all the weirdness in it with the photographs and stuff, and then eventually, I think with Anima, when they did the lenticular, that's when you noticed they were moving towards that direction of physical packaging weirdness and just doing something different.
I mean, this band has fully embraced the power that packaging can have on.
Yeah, well, they went insane with that latest one.
Yes, which I could have pulled that, but I don't even know if that's a Digipak. That's like a.
I never actually, I say I'm a Tool fan, but I never even picked up the new one. It actually didn't impress me that much. Like, I mean, from a musicianship standpoint, it's it's done well, but it didn't hold my attention like their older material.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I think it's pretty good, but I don't know. for me, they're one of those bands that's hard to separate the fanboy from the band, you know? And
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this is like a perfect album, and this, you know, overhyped jewel case definitely helped me like just really enjoy it. I mean, I just love the artwork too for this.
Oh, their artwork's always good, man. Like
Owned this
they
on a
look that
shirt back in the day. Put a bunch of holes in it. Had to throw it away, but yeah,
good.
this
Even
is
the
what a
vinyl,
jewel case can be. I
like
think
if you
like
get the
this is a
vinyl,
peak.
they do some pretty interesting things. If you can manage to get a copy, you know.
Yes. Good luck with that. You gotta be quick on the feet. All right, Chris.
All right. So what I'm going to do here now, these are two examples of a simple digipack. When the artwork is done right, it's way better than a jewel case. And this band always has had excellent album artwork, and that's Bolzer.
Oh, I
So-
almost pulled Bolzer, dude.
Now,
Yeah.
okay, this album, I absolutely love this album. This album is awesome.
Really?
And the album artwork, and then what I do, I'm so anal about my, like, when the day comes when I sell off my collection, the person who buys my stuff is getting pristine near mint. Because I cut this open and I keep it so that here's the hype sticker.
You have to like shrivel up the sleeve to get to the CD.
Well, it's easy just to pull it, just to slide it out and put it back in. But I'll show you my trick later on, so you don't even need to open it. But this album art again, like it's like a sturdy matte stock that this is used in, and then it has like the foil stamping right there, which you can tell it's sort of like it's like a reddish foil stamp that was used. So it perfectly complements the album art. This is an awesome album cover. It really is. The back, basic, but it doesn't need to be anything more than that. Like it's, like the text is foil stamped here as well. But yeah, this is, and it's just a single, just a single gatefold, nothing fancy, but it's like, this is way better looking than any jewel case. And then
Yes.
for this EP that they put out, this one, it's the stock is it's this really heavy, it's like it's first
Is
of
that
all
their
like,
first one?
yeah, I think this was their first EP that they put out, but and I have all these on vinyl too, but this is really heavy matte stock. The printing, it's like gray, and the printing, the details of the printing, like it's a very high quality print job. I'm thinking it was probably like I think the stock is actually like this greenish color stock that's used. But yeah, this is another example of, this is a lot better than any jewel case could look. And I have the record around here somewhere too, and it's the print job is just as good. So yeah, these are definitely digipacks that do not disappoint. And yeah, oh yeah, and then like the thing too with digi, sometimes like you gotta kind of like feel around inside of here for like a booklet. Like there might be a booklet that you don't even realize because it's like stuffed in.
Sometimes disappointing, and it's just glued in. You're like, oh, am I like?
Yeah.
I feel like you got chipped.
Yeah. So, yep, I am a fan. I celebrate their entire catalog. There's also the EP that they put out like 4 years ago is also another really nice digipack where it's like this matte red card stock with like a gold foil stamp on it. Definitely really high quality print work.
Dude, like this is the Bolzer for me right here.
Yeah. Is that a no? Oh shit! Is that a digipack?
It is, yeah, it is. It's It's in these one of these sleeves you're recommending we buy, which is now hard for me to open. God damn it. It's stuck. Shit. But I mean, like, Entranced by Wolfshook, probably one of the best songs recorded of the 2000s for extreme metal.
Yeah, yeah.
And I this is my favorite of their EPs. Like, I absolutely love this. And I absolutely agree with your take on the Digipaks. Like, if I was able to pull this out, which, oh, there it is. I mean,
that's Soma, right?
No, this is Aura.
Aura,
the first one.
Yeah.
Which I think is better than Soma. I have that one too, but this is their best to me. Better than Hero, I think, by far. Like, Hero, I think, lost itself a little bit, trying to sound a little bit more melodic and like traditional metal sounding, but this one is just, the riffs are so much more unique and so much more. That's Soma, which is awesome.
Yeah, this is a jewel case, but still good stuff.
All right, Rick, what you got?
Let's see. Well, if we're looking at foils and stuff, so this is actually another pressing of the Seep EP. Looked pretty cool. I know they released a full length this year. It's really the guy who runs Gurgling Gore, which is pretty cool. Sick album, man. I still have to grab that one. But this one's rather basic. It is just an EP, so it's this was put up by this one. Actually, this wasn't the original distributor. But this is the Total Death, which are based out of Mexico. So they reissued it like this, which is cool. It's actually pretty. If you I don't know if you can tell, but it's pretty thick. Like, it's like they didn't skip on that, and I guess they had to be able to do the foil and everything properly, so it actually rests on there. But I think the mat and everything works with it pretty well. And they even went with the and I like when they do this, because, like, especially when it's like a mini EP, they can get away with doing the whole clear CD deal, which is cool. I mean, I like when they do that, and this is a good middle solution, because you guys have those little 3-inch CDs, and which are like a pain in the ass, because if you have like slot loading, like, CD drives, those things may not work very well with them, or in your car, so this is a good solution to the mini CD, and you don't have to worry about the thing getting stuck. So you get that nice sort of
I see the CD now. Okay.
Yeah, so you can see where it's kind of like, so you get the full size treatment in the mini CD sort of format kind of way. Because I got a few of those mini CDs, and trying to fit that thing on the shelf and not having a proper case and all that shit, it's a kind of pain in the ass. So I think this is the way to go, and you can do some cool stuff with the graphics. It's hard to get the camera to focus.
Yeah, I see.
Here we go.
What is that on the outside of it? I can. What are the gory details, Rick?
It's just like a couple of heads and some entrails.
What more do you need?
There you go. Basically. All right. This
Sweet.
guy.
Oh yeah.
Equals by Vomitus.
I love Seep, man. I think they're awesome. I've been meaning to pick up their debut LP.
Yeah, that's the one that came out earlier. I think in the spring, something like that, or early summer.
Hymns to Gore or something like that, I think.
It was something like, it's pretty gory, man. Like, it's probably one of the goriest things I've heard this year. It's pretty good.
It's fucking nasty. It's got some of the best song titles, I think, of this year. Like,
yeah, and there's been a lot of competition.
There has been.
That's come out, Morbific and a bunch of other, and you're like, man, it's like there's so many good releases.
Mutilatred too. Do you know that one?
Which one?
Mutilatred.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
I didn't pick that one up yet either. So it's quite
Likewise.
it's still I still have quite a list of other things I still need to grab. But you only have so much time to listen to all of it too, which is the other problem.
It's tough. It's super tough to prioritize all this stuff, you know. So
Yeah, I actually want to put out a video and just all the 2022 debuts I picked up this year so far. So it still won't be. It will be a very long video.
So is that Seep album on there? Because that is a sick. That's a
No, I
sick
was saying
debut.
I still need to pick that one up.
Yeah,
the full length.
Me too.
So I think I made an attempt that one time when it dropped and it sold out like that, and I had to I guess I have to wait until I distro somebody gets it.
They're kind of hype.
Yeah.
So James has the Locust, the complete discography on a mini CD, which is
they
that's pretty cool.
The Flight of the Locust, I think was that was the 3-inch CD.
Yeah,
I think I have that around here.
I figured you had a couple of their releases.
I have quite a few. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go with some of these digipacks that you can fold out to just make a bigger, broader thing. That it really just it enhances the feel in the context of the album. So first off, I got this one. If you guys know this one, it's Rise and Fall with their album Our Circle is Vicious, and you just unfold the digipack and it keeps going and going. And it makes just this brutal picture of a tree. There we go. A skull with a tree stemming out of it. Do you guys know this band at all? Rise and Fall?
No.
They're probably like similar to Cursed.
Okay.
Or Trap Them, if you know Trap Them. Like one of those like Death Wish bands, I would say. Like a very metallic, almost grindcore kind of hardcore band. That I would, if you see this used, because I bought this used for a couple bucks probably. I would pick them up for sure. Like this is just savage.
That's something I would blind buy. I mean, it's got some cool. That's a pretty cool.
I mean, like this
package.
is that's the packaging right there, and that's just fucking neat, you know. And then here's on the inside.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
and that's an example where like the art really does justify, all that stuff.
The digipack. Like I think the art and the music itself might make putting it on a digipack worthwhile. I mean, it adds to it. And this next one I'm going to show real quick. Sorry, I am squeezing two in here. Same thing.
It's your stream, man. Your rules.
I save it like if it combines a similar topic, then go for it. But do you guys know this one?
No.
This is Squalus with The Great Fish. And it's a sludge. It's like a symphonic sludge band that it's conceptually based around a certain movie that I think we probably all love.
It's not Jaws. Okay, so what is it?
It's Deep Blue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now you know. But no, yeah, it's Jaws. It's a thematic concept album about Jaws, told through like a sludge.
That's cool. I could definitely get behind that.
And like, I mean, just the packaging is just awesome. I mean,
yeah, I like that.
I
like how they have the gills all in that one panel there too.
Yeah, the gills is cool. I just like the eye right there. Soulless.
That's what makes sharks so freaky. They do have that sort of like soulless eyes where like there's no, I don't know, like.
Yeah, I mean, you probably pick out a line from the movie Jaws that best describes it for sure. And also a song called Show Me the Way to Go Home, which is the best drinking song known to man, by the way. So cheers to Squalus.
All right.
And Brian gets it. I mean,
Who put that out?
Shit. Translation Loss.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't shot there in a good minute. I gotta, see what they have there nowadays.
Well, the new Grief album, which I know you already have.
Yeah, I actually picked that up somewhere else, but I actually do like Translation Loss, and they're another one. They put out some. Cause I go there mainly for the vinyl. They got some really good vinyl variants. They're pretty good about that.
Mm-hmm. I almost picked up the latest Grief album just the other day.
It's good.
I will soon, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, Come to Grief.
Yeah.
Come to Grief. You're right. Come to Grief. Yeah.
I still say Grief. I'm just conditioned that way.
Exactly. I can't help it. Chris?
All right. So I have, let me see here. What should I show off? Okay. So what I have here is a long time ago when I worked for this printing company in New York, and one of my coworkers, really cool dude, he was from Pennsylvania, and he was a graphic designer for Relapse, way back in like the early days of Relapse. And he, his wife was making him get rid of his crap, and so he just like gave me a bunch of like early Relapse stuff and then just other swag. And this was one of the ones he gave me. It's not a Relapse release, but he threw it in with the package, and it's Hypocrisy, the Fourth Dimension.
Oh wow. Yeah.
And
that's like one of the best ones.
It's an early Digipak too, but it's glossy. And the thing that's weird about this is it's oh shit. It's another one of these like trifold types.
Oh, that is cool.
And there's all the dudes in the band. Here's the booklet, and the booklet is one of those ones. I'm not a fan of this, but where the booklet folds out and it's kind of like a poster, like the way that it folds out. I've never been a big fan of this, but I've also never been opposed to it either.
That was the thing in the 90s too. Everybody was doing that.
Yeah, like kind of like, when you would see in the 70s, like someone would have all their, the liner notes, like a Led Zeppelin record came with a poster and all that. So they'd hang them on the wall, and then now the resale value nowadays skyrockets if it still has the poster. And I still have the original sticker that came with this. And the thing that's weird about this, and I think it's because he got it just as a promotion thing, but there are 2 CD pressings of the same album. I right here, Fourth Dimension, and then also this one too. And here's what I do, and this is just how my music collection, like what I do. So SleeveCity.com, I get these. You could get 50 for like $5 of jackets, but then I also buy these where it's like you can get 50 of these for like $5 as well, and they're like poly sleeves but for CDs.
I've got LP versions of that with the rounded bottoms.
Yeah. So what I do, like with these crazy Digipaks where it's like, oh, it's such a pain in the ass to to pull it out to listen to it and stuff. So inside of I keep the CD outside of the jackets, outside of the Digipak, like how a lot of people keep, the vinyl, like the record in the back of. So this right here, I have it here, and then I'll just keep it in, the back of the CD booklet right there.
That cuts down on the handling of the Digi itself.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. So that's how I keep my CDs and like these crazy fold out Digi books that you don't want to have to like.
And that's for like a different reason. I know with the LPs, right? The ringwear thing, it's really the main thing, right? Like that's the issue.
And all right, since Logan showed 2, I'm going to show a second one. or is it that it's you do as I say, not as I do, since it's your stream?
Go for two. Go for two.
Okay, all right. So this is another really cool deluxe edition. Kylesa Spiral Shadow.
Oh yes.
And this, oh shit.
Oh, that happens.
Yeah.
They
It's
jump.
the booklet. But again, it's like this one I really like the hologram that it's printed on. I'm not sure, and
Okay.
yeah, it's a 2-disc
That's
version.
awesome.
Yeah.
What I love that album. What's on both of those discs? I'm fucking curious.
God, okay. So this is a DVD. The second one's a DVD. This is a Season of Mist put this out,
Mm-hmm.
and then the album right here. I think it's just the normal track listing as like the standard jewel case edition, but this hologram, the artwork is just awesome. And honestly, for all the time that I worked in printing, I never worked with like holograms or like crazy foil. I'm wondering if like maybe if this is like two different types of foil stamping where whatever it is, or maybe it's just something manufactured to look that way, but that's definitely like a quality materials right there that this was printed on.
Yeah, the printing plan would handle that.
That's cool.
You would assign a spot color and then knock out the area, and then when you send it to them, because you don't know what the final thing's gonna look like until they physically apply that stuff on there. And it gets back.
Well, the thing about it too is that maybe it's not showing up here. It looks like it could be two like foil spot colors, but there's also this kind of like a lenticular type of pattern. It's really fine on it that really adds to like sort of like the 3D look, and it's not really shown up here, but it's still out of hologram packaging that I've seen before. This is definitely one of the coolest ones that I've seen.
I have something like that at work. It's like, but it's straight from the manufacturer. I think it's different for every plant, but it almost looks like a Pantone swatch book, and you can kind of pick your little lenticular and things like that, and you just tell them like use number XXZ or whatever, and then they know, again, but it's proprietary to their own plant. Like it's not like Pantone where like everybody knows, it's universal.
So it's like, yeah, because I never did like specialty printing. For me it was just always like newsstand type of stuff, but so it's probably just like a special like press, like a digital press that can handle this type of stuff, and then the materials for it. It's definitely really cool. I like this one.
Came out pretty good.
And James poses a solid question down here real quick. Baroness or Kylesa?
Oh, this is Kylesa.
No.
Oh, who do we like better?
Oh.
That's tough.
I'm going to say Kylesa. I've grown really bored with the Baroness sound.
Yeah.
I mean, red album, blue, gold, green, yes. Purple, I started to really fall out of them. Those others, especially red and blue, are great albums. They really are. But after a while, Kylesa really has grown on me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a particular favorite. Like, I do have a little, I have albums for both bands, but like, it's when the mood strikes. Sometimes I want something a little more on the stonerish side, or if I want something a little more progressive, I'll go for the Baroness stuff. It just depends on, on what mood I'm in. So I don't have a particular favorite.
Then I guess I'll go the opposite. I'll say Baroness because I think the peaks of Baroness, especially the EPs, and that
the albums
EP
I really like. It's like they're just that strong.
Like the first and second from Baroness, and then of course Red, and then they did a split EP with Unpersons, which to me I think is. I mean, I'm still probably diving deeper into Kylesa's discography because I don't own like their first 1 or 2 albums, so I still think Baroness. And Blue. I mean, Blue is awesome too. And honestly, I started to fall off on Yellow and Green, but I still think at least half of the stuff on there is good.
I think yellow and green really could have just been a single disc.
It could have
There's a lot of filler, especially on the second CD.
It could have been. Honestly, both bands I would like to be able to dive into a little deeper at some point because
No baloney. Anzalone's asking if Kylesa still exists.
I
Last I heard,
I don't think they do. I think they broke up.
well, the lady, the singer from Kylesa, like her husband died.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, and that was a few years ago. I haven't heard about. I know. I think Seasons of Mist is reissuing like their back catalog, but I don't know about anything new coming out from them.
Yeah, I did not. I did not
have
think
a
they
box
were.
set they put out a little while back.
For Brian, it's a draw. He likes both bands equally.
Both, hey, yeah, hot female guitarist, definitely.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I mean, she's.
Yes.
Although Brian's like, all right, she's single now, so that means. Brian,
shoot your shot, Brian.
All right, her. All right, she's back on the market.
She's a little more baggage, but back on the market. Rick, you got something?
Let's see. Well, I'll show you a really old one I have, and it's a pretty popular one. I mean, it's not metal, but I've had this one for years. The Broken EP. So, and I remember like asking like what was some of the oldest digipacks you guys had, and this is I remember one of the earliest ones I remember picking up way back in the day. And man, it's just all this for like what 5-6 tracks, something like that. They just went through all this, and this is before like the explosion of Downward Spiral even happened. It's like the fact that they could have skipped. They just gave us something basic, but Interscope put a lot into Resner's project here. So that's
Rick. That honestly, that is an amazing pick. I think that is the best pick shown so far because it's the earliest, but then it completes the concept of why Digipak can be good. I mean, it's got. Yeah, I think it adds to the EP.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's not even like a full length.
No,
it's like that nice sort of in between that and like Pretty Hate Machine, this and Downward Spiral.
I mean, I do think that might be the first one, and I own that, but did not think about pulling it for this stream, which
it's definitely the oldest one I have. That I know of. But this is when did this come out? 92, 93, something like that.
No, you're right. 90. It was because it was before Downward Spiral, so it was like 92.
Yeah, like maybe a year or so before, something like that, before it dropped.
Yeah. I mean, and that I think that just it fit the concept of it, and Downward Spiral is like it's almost a digipack, right? Because at least the copy I have, it's like a
actually, yeah, it is. It's like it's a digi. I think they have both.
It's like a sleeve. It's like I have my copy is like a slip CD, but with like the packaging kind of for a digipack.
I've seen them. I think I've seen them both. There's a slip jewel and there's a slip digi. Yeah, I'm not sure. I would probably say this slip jewel probably came out first.
Yeah,
I think.
And yeah, Broken is 1992. So, now I mean, 9 Inch Nails I think have always done really well with packaging. Just overall, like I looked at pulling Broken actually for like the deluxe digipack kind of. Or no, Fragile. Sorry, Fragile. I almost pulled Fragile.
Yeah, I have the Downward Spiral, the digi sleeve with the booklet.
Yeah.
I was trying to find it. I can't find it right now, but
I think I bought Downward Spiral like I would say probably 4 or 5 times because I've either I've pretty much overplayed it and or got scratched or I lost it, so I just kept rebuying it over the years.
Downward Spiral is one of my favorite albums. It's
this one right here, which is funny because this is one I picked up from Metal Mind some time back, and Final Breath, Mind Explosion.
Here, one sec. Sorry.
Which is like you know, I never heard of this band, so this was like a blind buy. I'm like, this is pretty cool. It's, you know, it's like death thrash, and I remember like when Jurgen was on. I don't know if he was in the comments or he was on one of those heavy metallurgy things, and so there he is right there, Jurgen Allman. And yeah, he's
wait, that's Jurgen?
That's Jurgen right there. Yeah.
No shit.
This is back in
okay. Well, I can see it now. The lights adjusted.
And I didn't know that. I never really looked at it that closely. I blind bought this. I'm like, this is some pretty cool stuff. And there's a bunch of dudes, and let's see what this is all about. And then I remember Jurgen himself mentioned one of the bands he was in. It was like Final Breath. I'm like, holy fuck, is that that same CD I picked up a while back? And this is why like it kind of pays to look at the actually go through the booklet closely. Because like, you know, here's all the guys, and he's not even like the first one here. It's like yeah, there he is right there.
Yep. So Jurgen Amno, what's his last name?
Allman.
Which that's now the name of his YouTube channel, by the way, if anyone.
Yeah, really cool dude.
Wondering what's up. Yeah, Jurgen's awesome. Or Jurgen.
And here's
what's the name of the album? It's Final Breath with
Final Breath. The album's Mind Explosion.
Yeah.
And it's good, man. It's good. This is some really vicious stuff. I love it. But yeah, like I had no idea. Number 7, I think it's 783. That it looks like it. I think that's an 8. Sorry, guys, my camera's just not cooperating today.
So you said that's a Metal Minds?
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is
hell?
And it's a reissue. This is what I'm talking about with Metal Minds. Like they put out stuff that's
crazy.
I never would have known about or picked up, and they reissue stuff like this, and I'd never heard of this back in the day.
Yeah, so Metal Mind, I mean, that's a worthwhile, like, that's when it's worthwhile, I think, for like a digipack if it's not, you know, like high quality, but like once again revisit. Oh shit, sorry. These, like, you know what you want out of a Sleep and a Terrorizer reissue, you know.
Yep.
You probably want the full experience, not just a simplistic knockoff of it where it's like, oh, visit the website for more information.
It was such a lazy
way
to go about it.
Such a lazy cop out when you know it's like these are classic albums, you know, like for their genres, these are classics. Whereas the Metal Minds, I mean, if someone is not, you know, doesn't own the latest or like a B-side version of a Benediction album.
Third world country who's just using his last of his pennies to pick up his first metal album, and it said, "Look, check the lyrics out at the website," you know, and he barely can keep the electrical generator running. You know, I'm like, I might be much of an extreme example. I'm thinking of
that can fit, honestly. So here, I just want to show that for a digipack to be good, it does not have to be super complicated either. So first off, this is a Relapse digipack that I think, Chris, you gave me this, actually.
I love this band, man.
Dude, Ringworm. This is Hammer of the Witch.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Chris, I'm pretty sure you got this from a Relapse grab bag, and you were just like,
the 30 for 30. Yeah.
30 for 30. This is either a duplicate or you're like, have this, but it's kind of embossed, like, you know, you can feel the different details on it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's still a digipack, but just the details on the cover makes you feel like, wow, this is, you know, more worth it. And it's on the back. And then the booklet, of course, has like cool art, but then it's also a fucking sick ass poster too. I mean, like,
oh yeah,
I just think that adds to it, you know, to make you appreciate what a digipack can be without like revolutionizing the packaging, you know?
Yeah, that's another one. Like the embossing really adds to that. Like the whole witch is embossed, and
Yes,
it's a heavy
the
cardstock.
pentagram outside of it, and yeah, the cardboard itself or whatever is really cool. And then on that note, like, doesn't have to be embossed, but this album right here, Archcoat, we got Heavenly Vulva. Well, first off, I mean, honestly, just owning the album cover, I think, is worth it, no matter what the digipack is, right there. But like, there's the outside, there's the inside, and then just having the booklet be a part of the digipack, I've always found to be cool, you know. Like I think that adds to it. Like, are you guys okay when the booklet is actually just a part of the digipack and you have to flip through it to kind of?
As long as it's not like a million panels.
Yes, this one is only 4, thankfully, and of course it's got, you know, a listing of the artists. We got Angel Slayer over here. I don't know if I can see that. He's the voice of the Black Moon. We got Ritual Butcher, who does Hymns to Darkness, and Sinisterror on the end.
I know their LPs are
Hammers
pretty
of
popular
Satan.
too, because they don't skip on the quality too on those LPs, man. Like,
No, Archgoat are just kind of a fun band. I have to get more of their stuff.
awesome.
All right, my turn.
Yep.
Okay, so one thing I think that really adds to a digipack is consistency. And you know, some bands, and it all depends too what label's putting out their album. It's like some might be like a digipack, and then another album might be a jewel case, and blah blah blah. One band that, like, and I've talked before about this band that I really like a lot, called Slowmatics. Heavy as fuck space sludge is what I label them as. They're definitely worth checking out. Totally just really good stuff. And so now these albums right here, the consistency is that it's all the same type of digipack. So the spines all align when they're on the shelf. And you can tell that, you know, whoever's doing their graphic design knows what they're doing, because it's formatted for a digipack. It's not just the LP version scaled down to fit into wherever. And then, you know, it's all the artwork, it's all similar. And they actually have, like, I would say excellent artwork too, because it's sort of their branding, if we wanted to bring corporate terminology into it, is that they, on their very first release, they have their band name on their cover, but on everything after that, they don't have like a band name or the title of the album on the cover. It's, you know, a lot of this feels like it's influenced from, you know, heavy metal, you know, the movie. This right here, that's a hype sticker that's on the inner jacket that I have on it. It's not on the digi itself, but that's still like really cool artwork. This is the split that they did with Conan. Again, really awesome stuff.
Yeah, I've been meaning to check that one out.
This album is, they just repressed this on vinyl, and I'm gonna pick that up. This one's definitely like a really awesome album. This was the newest studio album that they put out maybe 3 years ago. And again too, it's like where when the album artwork was designed, it was designed for a gatefold layout. You know, it's the same as, and that's the thing too that's cool about a digi is, you know, this is just like what the LP gatefold looks like too, inside and outside.
It kind of looks like a sperm and an egg, kind of like in hyperspace.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's Logan just pointed that out. I think was it the last stream we did what we were talking about, and you said that. I don't have an artist's eye at all. I have the manufacturing eye, not the. I don't see the artistic value in anything. I just look at how it's mass produced and all of that. But yeah, it's like something like this, like having all their albums same digi format, with the proper layout. I think that this looks a lot cooler.
Well, that's them thinking ahead too. It's like we're gonna be doing this a little while, so we might as well just nail it now.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's Slowmatics. If you haven't checked them out, dude, check them out. They're awesome. Really good stuff. And then also another one too, for if we're going on just consistency, is Old Man Gloom. So
yeah,
they put these ones out probably. It's kind of like when Guns N' Roses did your Use Your Illusions 1 and 2. That's when they put both of these out in 2020. So these are 2 years old. But the same thing, like high quality card stock, glossy, and this is the really high quality where it's like a hard stock that even just opening it, there's that like stiffness that you feel in it. The printing job is awesome, and plus, I mean, it's a really great layout, high gloss, and both of these, it's they complement each other perfectly. So this is another example of how a digi can beat a jewel case, and it looks identical to the LP layout.
Yeah, that's a good combo album for sure. For sure, Old Man Gloom always do a good job.
So it looks like Marty's being the contrarian, saying that he'll only stick by vinyl and just wants regular generics, just regular.
Yeah, I don't think he has any
That's the thing,
Digipak.
you don't always get the option though. Like sometimes all you have available is the digi. Yeah,
exactly.
I don't know, like
I
usually
you
go
want
for
the
the jewel
digi,
if it is available though. Like that's what I go for. I mean, the digi would have to be something spectacular, or or some deluxe package where I'm like, if it's like I'll splurge another buck or two or whatever it is. Then that might sway me.
I mean, also too, it's like I have a buddy who runs like an underground label, and Marty, I'm sure Marty definitely could tell us about the logistics of releasing something like this, and the overhead involved, and how much return you can expect to get from it and all that. And so it's there's a lot of that too. Yeah, definitely. I'm sure that's the biggest factor of everything, but it's nice to see good packaging.
That thing too is, I don't know if you guys made that point in the beginning of the stream, but like right now I got a box full of empty joke. Hey, I'll pull it. I'll show you. Like I'm not joking.
Oh yeah. I'm with Nick over here. He just gets whatever's available. If it's on DigiSleeve and if it's on Digipak, that's what you get.
All empty jewel cases right now. So at any time.
Oh shit, Rick! What?
At any time, I can replace any of these cracked ones there. Any of these here. So.
Yep. Well, that's why the jewel case is good. I mean, God forbid you get water damage, but outside of that, the jewel case is like a tank almost.
And that's the advantage. Well, I guess I'm also show some. Here's one I really like.
Oh yeah.
This chainsword, man, Blight March, which is some pretty cool. Just looking at that, you can tell it's some kind of crazy, ridiculous death metal. So this is another one. This is kind of like, everybody likes to talk about Frozen Soul and other Bolt Thrower worship kind of bands, but these guys are just as good, man, and they don't get talked about enough. which is pretty cool. And this is the one with the artwork kind of continues all the way to the back. I mean, look at that shit.
That's cool.
So I don't know. If you haven't checked them out, definitely check them out. And they, besides the nice thick stock there, they actually I don't even know if they oh yeah, they did. They have, they don't always have the artwork in the back there. That's kind of cool. But they did provide a booklet. So
Is that a bolt thrower style band? I've definitely seen that album cover.
definitely.
And
There's
definitely
no,
recognize it.
these guys don't hide that. They don't hide that fact that they're all about that. You know, like I said, if you into these kind of bands, you're into Frozen Soul and bands like that, like yeah, this will be up your alley. Blight March, I think's what they call the album. So this is a relatively new band, and but yeah, like I said, I don't feel like they've been talked about all that much, or you know, I think when this first dropped, it was like hot for a minute, and then like nobody's talking about them anymore. At least not that I've seen. But yeah, it's cool. Another one here. Actually, this is one I talked about one of my videos, which is basically black metal out of Kentucky, but it's more like atmospheric symphonic black metal. It was a stare, and man, talk about like under the radar. This is some really good stuff. It's a one-man thing. The thing is, I think he still has copies on his Bandcamp, so because he only made 100 of these, and Onism Productions put this out. Really good, very memorable tracks. It's very unassuming. You wouldn't know this is black metal. This could be like fucking easy listening for
That looks like a Pelican album cover or something.
Yeah, it's very deceptive. very deceptive. It's very moody. It can get depressive sometimes. You're thinking like, did they cheap out on this? Like, you know, it's actually for a one-man thing for 100 copies. I think they did pretty well. But what I really like about this too is because we're all used to seeing those black discs. They went with the orange on this one. I don't even know.
Oh,
come out looking well in the light here.
Oh, that's cool.
Look at that.
So how would you compare the band to, Rick? Like,
it's not too far off from the American kind of style atmosphere. I mean, it's from Kentucky, so you're thinking, you know, like Panopticon. I would think of God, just like kind of bands in that vein. Not quite Cascadian. It's more symphonic. A little more on the emotional, depressive side, kind of thing. So, and if you like that kind of stuff, again, it's a one-man thing. The guy behind us has a progressive background. He's been in another band for years, like I think for like a good decade, before he moved on to this project. So this is actually he put out an LP last year, which is also really good. It's 18 Degrees Below the Horizon. Definitely really cool. And again, it's one that's going to fly on the radar, and that's not going to get talked about because I think mainly because of just low distribution. But yeah, I've just been telling people about it because I think it's really good. So I don't know. You want me to pull something else?
I mean, up to you. If you got something.
Yeah, here's one. Another one I showed from Japan. This is Avant-Garde put this out, but I know Folkvanger also put out releases by Suicide Forest. And this is another one where you don't need a whole lot of stuff on the cover. You know, it's just like that kind of pulls you in. So you're wondering, you know, what's going on here. You know, the curiosity kind of piques you. This is just more black metal. It's again on the suicidal side, but it's coming from Japan, and you know how it goes there. They do a lot of weird stuff. So very interesting, very bold and simple, abstract kind of art style here. I like what they did with the swords on this design. This is one where like it doesn't have like a booklet or anything. It's very basic, very thick stock. And it's just very moody. it's definitely harsher. It's not like that like that stare. It's definitely a lot harsher. A lot harsher stuff. But you know, if this is your if you like the kind of stuff, you would really like this. So that's Suicide Forest out of Japan. Ah, shit. So, all right. I guess I'll keep it moving with you guys.
Okay, all right. So everyone was mentioning a certain Bolt Thrower ripoff band in the comments that I wanted to kind of touch on because I think it shows a new trend in just Century Media and how they price stuff and package stuff. But first, here's a beer because you know it fits with my name, I guess. Double Dog, double IPA. I like the packaging on this.
Wait,
Like,
what's the dog doing?
he's wearing a diaper, I think, because he's had too much to drink, and he's got 2 beers in one hand because he's a fucking double dog monster. And this is like a 10% double IPA, and I don't have to work tomorrow.
10%, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not a work night beer.
No, I'm 12%. Oh fuck, I'm screwed.
God.
Shit. Oh well, but no, we were talking about Snow Thrower in the comments earlier, and I think it just brings up the fact that
Yep.
fucking Century Media is almost hopping on the earache train as far as like Digipak cheap packaging goes. They're not as bad. Like, look, I mean it.
Yeah, Century Media definitely they put a little more effort into it at least.
It like opens up, and we got like a triple kind of gatefold digipack right there. I mean, and like the CD itself is fucking cool. I mean, it's got like design on it. It's got the logo and it's got the design. And I mean, it comes with a booklet with all the lyrics and everything, and band pictures and stuff. And I think Frozen Soul are fucking awesome. I'm a big fan of them. I'm happy with the success they've been getting. But to buy this CD on Digipak for new from Century Media, like $15,
Oh yeah, it's
like
ridiculous.
15 to 17.
Not counting shipping.
I mean, that's too expensive. I'm just gonna go one more. Honestly, similar scene. This is a Maggot Stomp band, right? It's just an interesting trend to watch these Maggot Stomp bands that end up on major labels, which 200 Stab Wounds just hopped on Metal Blade, by the way. For anyone.
Yeah, I noticed that. They that's funny. I just got my Decibel issue today. It came with a Sango Sugar Bog Flexi. I think that's the new one right now.
Yeah. So the new one is shit. I know the new single is just called Pissed. Easy to remember. I think I don't remember the name of the new album, but it's coming out in February of 2022. But also on Century Media, Chris is away from keyboard right now. Never mind. Me and him missed seeing these guys open up for Incantation in Greensboro, North Carolina. But I still bought the CD for, once again, $15. I mean, and same thing. Like Digipak,
Oh, shish kebab or whatever they're called.
Yeah, Shangwa shish kebab.
Whatever the fuck it is.
It says it says it clearly in the logo right there.
Yeah, just Chris, why did you not read the logo? It's right there. Yeah, I mean, I really like these guys. I'm curious about what their new album will sound like. Like, to me, their debut EP or demo, or whatever, Pornographic Seizures, is the best, but this is good. But is it worth like $15 brand new? I'd say no.
Man, yeah.
But that's Century Media. They're snatching up these bands and making us pay for it, I think, kind of. So
That's kind of why I kind of hope that they end up on like that's why $20 spin and those other labels are killing it. It's like
I think so. I mean,
they're not. I wouldn't say cheap either, but they're definitely more competitive than Century Media, and it's just across the industry. With inflation happening, all this stuff, cost of operations, price will go up regardless. But I think when you look at Century Media, it's like they're really riding that gravy train and taking advantage of that. It's which sucks.
which have you guys seen the decibel in the year list yet?
I did take a peek at it, but I don't have it memorized.
Undeath was number one. The new Undeath was Decibel's number one metal album of the year.
Oh, okay. Of course they are, because they're on the cover of the newest issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely do not fully agree.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd like their new album, but number one good. Oh man.
But
No.
that's all advertising too. It's
just
in the
sad
publishing
to
world. It's called advertorial, like where it's an advertisement, but it's disguised as editorial content.
I mean, maybe it's good that a younger band is number one. Like maybe it's a good thing that a band that's on their second album is number one. For the scene overall. I would never see it as that, but for the scene.
Like I could think of other albums I probably would have picked over that, like that new Depechecamode. Like holy shit.
Yes. That might be my number one. I don't know. That's close right now.
It's up there. Right now it's in probably my rotation, probably in the top 3.
Mm-hmm. All right. Chris, do you have anything else to show?
Yeah, okay. So my cat was acting up right there for a second.
I heard. What was he doing? He was trying to do a coup or something?
He just woke up from a nap. So now he wants treats and all that, and I'm having discipline issues with him where he wants food like every 4 hours, and it's like, no, I can't just keep feeding you all throughout the day. But it's like he'll take a nap, he wakes up from the nap, then he wants food, and then he'll sleep again, and it's just a fucking. Anyways,
it's tough being a parent.
Yeah, and so. I just got these today in the mail. It's Dissection Somberlin. These
shit.
Oh yeah.
Remastered by Dan Swano.
I'm just glad that artwork's back.
Double LP, and then also I got the deluxe CD as well. For both of these. I hate it when I order something from overseas and then I discover I could have gotten it stateside. But like Nuclear War now, like they had this in, although it's like the retail price stateside usually includes international shipping in the price tag. So it's not like maybe I spent like an additional $7 getting it shipped from overseas. But this is the Digipak CD. There was a regular version, but I went ahead and I got the Digi, and I'm going to open it live on air. And because there's a unique cutout that.
Oh yes! All right, this is a special moment, everybody.
I know the unboxing.
This is the unboxing of the Somberlane on the Digipak CD.
Well, and it's the LP too, so I can open the LP if we want, or let's see here.
You can stick with the Digipak since that's the topic, I guess.
So, all right.
Oh, so satisfying.
Gatefold. Now, this is what sold me on buying the deluxe version. Here we go. Look at that.
Horse popping action.
There's the cover, and look at that. So the pop-up, definitely a nice addition. Let's see. This is just a cheap paper sleeve right here in the CD. So I don't know. It's been a while. I know that there's like a double LP bootleg of this album that you can get. Like I've seen at Hell's Headbanger. Trust me, I handle my music collection with more care than I've handled my my infant nephew. So yeah, it's but yeah, this definitely looking forward to getting this too. So double LP, can't beat that. The 45 RPM always looks nice. Okay, and then one other thing too that I want to go over since we're talking about packaging.
Digipak. I want the nicest package.
Okay, how about a tin can of an absolutely shitty album? And that is Gorefest Erase.
Oh.
This was like some limited edition.
What the hell?
What was it? Yeah, Nuclear Blast put this out in whatever. I think this album is terrible. It is absolutely awful. Gorefest.
Dude, you should send that to Marty.
Yeah, I heard Marty loves this album.
I think he does. I think
he was raving about it on one of his streams recently about how wonderful it is.
One or two.
So yeah, these tin cans, you've seen these things around sometimes, but not really that often. Erase is an abomination of suckage. I don't even know if it's that good.
I've never listened to it. Is it that bad? Which, all right,
it's
keep talking.
Yeah, like when Gorefest had like two really solid albums. And then,
I'm saying, yeah, if you're gonna compare to Mind Loss, or
oh yeah, it's terrible. So, and then now going completely off track, away from metal, these are two other type of like digibooks that I've always liked, and this is Duran Duran. This is their first one, and then this is Seven and the Ragged Tiger. I also have the digibook for Rio. I just don't know where it's at right now. But these are like super solid, like really heavy, like those really heavy type of like replica LP booklets that you'll see around, really thick. You know, like when you open it up, it makes that sound. So these were always really cool. And another one that I have here, these are Japanese imports that I have of My Bloody Valentine. And they're the XR CDs, which is kind of like a higher fidelity type of CD. And since it's Japanese, it has the obi that comes with it. But then this one is like another like crazy. Shut up. It's like another like crazy digipack here. Now this one is like of all of their EPs that they put out. I also have Loveless and Isn't Anything. And then also the self-titled that they put out not that long ago. But yeah, these are definitely really cool. There's something about the Japanese obi strip that just it's crazy. Like, because I've bought of some like Japanese like grind bands that I bought CDs from. It's amazing how just something as simple as an obi strip will make the value of it on Discogs skyrocket. Like where it says, oh, and this has the obi, so you're going to pay $20 American more for it for just this flimsy little piece of paper. But Yeah, I've seen some labels now. They're starting to kind of like the Obi strip is starting to kind of like make an appearance on American pressings. Like Logan, when you went and saw Primitive Man, that EP that you picked up,
Yeah,
that has an Obi on it. And,
that's a closed casket.
yeah, and
Or
there
that's
was
the label. Sorry, closed casket is the label.
yeah, and then there was another one that I got recently that had an Obi strip on it, and it was an American pressing.
Well, all I know is go to Warx is all about the Obies, and what's that label that's in Japan that does it too for like the Cannibal Corpse and Dying Fetus pressings?
Nezi.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's Hong
Nezi.
Kong.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not Japan. It's in China.
Oh, China.
So
Okay.
I want to know. I want to know who's pressing their records, and are we just getting CD rips press the vinyl? Because I've never heard anybody rave about a Chinese pressing. I mean, that's the thing. Oh yeah. So Asphyx, the rack. I have the Nezi pressing of that, and it has the Obi strip, and it's a splatter vinyl, nothing special. I like black vinyl, but then it's like, okay, tell me where the fuck these are being pressed, and where are the masters coming from? Because I can guarantee if these are Chinese pressings, it's just some bullshit, probably a CD rip that's being pressed somewhere. No one has ever, for as long as I've been following the vinyl community, no one has ever once praised a Chinese pressing plant.
I got a few of those. I mean, they do sound pretty good, but I don't think they that's the primary reason. I think people go for the Nessie stuff. It's like, you know, it's the whole it's like you're gonna, first of all, it's not cheap. Like, so
no, they're not.
The reason to get something like that is because you just kind of want to treat yourself. Like, okay, I can get this so standard whatever issuing, or I can get something a little
make vinyl great again.
What?
I'm here for it. Let's do it, James.
I remember people was raving about Japanese pressings, right? That was like the
Chris 2024.
Yeah. Well, Japanese pressings. It's weird though, because the mastering is different. Where, you know, because Japanese pressings, like the packaging is different, and a lot of times the Obi strips are common in Japanese. I mean, I've bought a ton of Japanese CDs over the years, and you know, the Obi strip is just the norm there for, I guess, for when it's displayed on your shelf. Masterings are different with a lot of Japanese pressing plants. And I guess, you know, I've heard audiophiles talk about, like, guys who have $100,000 systems talk about how, you know, Japanese pressings are usually higher in the mid ranges and the highs and all that. I've never noticed a difference, but also I don't have $100,000.
I just want to allow myself to get there. That would just give me too much anxiety.
But they're definitely, like, for window dressing. The Japanese pressings win hands down for window dressing, just because it's like, ooh, you have the Obi, and
it's kind of like you said. I think the other Asian countries have taken on that idea, like the Obi strip thing. Like, you can order something from Go to Rorax or something, and you know they'll do that too. Yeah. You know, and it's like, and they put the big giant Chinese characters on their stuff.
It's just an extra addition, an extra thing you have to pay for when you buy, you know, this pressing.
Yeah.
In addition to the shipping,
like you paid twice or triple the cost of shipping of the record itself, but you get a nice ship with it. You know,
because like when I bought the rack, I think I paid like $50 for it. It was here at a store in Chicago, and you know, that was the new retail price for it. But it's like, okay, that's with the international shipping lumped in with, you know, with the retail price. I don't know. To me, the Nessie pressings it's just all about window dressing, but I want to know what sources are being used for the vinyl itself, because, again, never heard anything good about a Chinese pressing.
Thrall says pretty good for the bleeding. So I don't know. I mean, because I remember watching that video of the Miller unboxing and stuff that he had that. So I mean, it looks like a sick pressing. Real quick though, sorry, we were talking about Gorefest earlier. It made me think of this Metal Minds copy I have of La Muerte.
Yeah, that one's good.
They're back to form in that one. Is it as good as Mind Loss?
But it's another Metal Minds. You know,
there's that Helvetica font again. They just
that same Helvetica, just right there. The bane of our existence, right? And like, I mean, it's not great, but $5 off of Amazon, so better than Erase at least.
Well, okay, so what's the deal?
Or actually, a lot better, right?
They'll make 2,000 copies, right? Where it's just like,
yeah,
for something that's supposed to be underground, that's actually that's quite a lot, you know. But at the same time, it's not so much that they can't individually number it, you know. It's like you're kind of in that little soft spot.
I have the Benediction Grind Bastards, and I think they are individually numbered up to 2,000. Same with the Candlemass one that I have, because I know some it'll just say limited to 2,000, but then others they're stamped individually.
With CDs is so much easier to do that too. It's like, if you hear about 2,000 if you're gonna get like a music on vinyl or something like that, like you're gonna get like those 2,000 copies or whatever if it's like a popular enough of an album, and and that's, you expect it to be in circulation for a good little while, assuming it's not something crazy, in demand. But usually you won't have too much of a hard time scoring a copy. But the Metal Mind stuff, it's like you're not gonna have any problems. That's why you end up with $5 CD.
Ouch.
Any Rick, do you have any more you want to show?
So I'm gonna pull a classic here. Just because it's insane. It's probably one of those early insane things. Because I showed something from Japan, but if you want to get some weird stuff, you go to France. And French Can. Have you listened to this?
I have no idea what that is.
This is Carnival and Cole. Put out a few releases. This is the first one I've heard way back in the day. I downloaded it as an MP3, and so there's covers here. So imagine like kind of noisy, sometimes industrial, sometimes grindcore. Just everything under the sun, interpretations of popular songs. So unconventional. Like if I take this, turn it around, see, like you have to turn it like this to actually check out the track listing. So you got Bark at the Moon. Let me see. Maniac. That 80s song. It even got fucking Hostile, which is already a pretty intense song, like, on relatively Pantera's catalog. It even got like Jerry Rafferty. They got Baker Street here. So if you want to hear like a more
Baker Street,
fucking Baker Street, man, like this, and I remember hearing it recently this long ago. Going, these guys are on something. Look at that.
Does it have the sax solo from Baker Street?
From what I remember, actually they got, but again, they just add their own little interpretation to it, their own metalized version. I don't even know if I can even lump, like, I don't even know what the hell to call these guys. They're a little bit of everything. It's just weird. Fuck. Oh, so this one here, it's actually one I picked up not too long ago. This Necroni, they reissued their first demo. Severe Malignant, what was it, Pustule, and it's one of those like digi slipcases. So but I like that they at least went with the, I don't know if you can tell from here, they did the emboss. Like this is embossed. Even the little black eyeball thing is embossed. which is cool. They didn't have to do that, but they did. So this was put up by Grind Destroy, I guess. So, just good stuff. If you're, obviously you would know this if you're a Necrony fan, Grindhead. So another one, really good, nice thick stock. This is actually pretty good reissue for something that's supposed to be a demo, and this is another one where like, it's done in that sort of 3-inch CD format, but they went ahead and did the I guess the clear plastic thing.
Yes, that is a 3-inch. I was wondering,
which is cool. Well, this got reissued as this, and they also reissued it as a 10-inch vinyl.
Okay.
The vinyl's a little harder to come by. I think that was a much more limited run. I just went ahead and grabbed the CD. Like I'm good without the vinyl, but good stuff. Definitely worth picking up if you're a Necrony fan or.
So that's pre-Nasm?
What's up?
Is that pre-Nasm?
Yeah, pre-Nasm. I don't know if general surgery was still a thing at the time when that demo came out. Yeah, cable actually came with these stickers. It was inside the Digipak. Funny enough, I know sometimes these labels will throw the stickers outside, but this shit was inside the Digipak. So, and it happens every time. And I actually forgot because every time I open this thing, the damn stickers fall out because I'm trying to keep everything together. So whatever.
It's funny how that works with like a record or something. They send a picture, a sticker or a poster to hang up or use. You're like, I'm just gonna keep it with the LP the whole time and never use it.
There's an old favorite.
I'm the same way.
Torture.
Oh, damn it, Rick.
Oh, you pulled it. Well,
yeah.
It's the die cut, right?
It's the die cut. The die cut is so cool.
Yeah, I like the artwork, man. It's just funny how like they had to do this like as if the censor thing is a thing anymore.
I know.
It's like, it doesn't have the same shock factor back in the 90s. And it is not because it's not babies on meat hooks, so it just wouldn't be as shocking, But they decided to do this.
It's not even Wretched Spawn. Like I think Wretched Spawn was a worse album cover.
I don't know. Like I think if you were to sell this at Walmart, people are a little more desensitized nowadays. Like I don't know if they would. I don't know.
I think Kill was the worst album cover because it wasn't actually. It just said Kill.
Oh well, Kill. All right. I could make an argument for that being a good album cover. I could, because it says Kill and it's just so simplistic, You're approaching it as a Cannibal Corpse fan and all it has is Kill, and then you open it up and the actual album cover's on the inside with that crazy dude with the knife and stuff.
It's there, the bleeding. It's like, remember when that came out? Because after all the graphic cartoons and shit, like when the bleeding came out, I was actually disappointed. It's just like, where's all the raw meaty? Where's the entrails? Where's all the shit? Like it was just, pulls, it's just, spits of blood. And then way later when Kill came out, I kind of had that same reaction.
I like Kill as an album cover, honestly. Like within the context of their discography, like I would not rank it towards, if we were to rank all their album covers, it would not be like the top 5 or something like that, but it'd be in the top half, I think, for me. And honestly, I was excited to pull this because of the Digicut. I mean, like that's just fucking cool, kind of. And to potentially say that, Chris, you're up for a specifically.
Well, we're
going to do a deep dive of the first era, Chris Barnes era.
The true Cannibal Corpse.
Oh, you're gonna.
We're doing a deep dive of the Chris Barnes Cannibal Corpse, the real Cannibal Corpse.
See, now this is why it's gonna be interesting because this is one of my favorite Cannibal Corpse albums right here. Like, I like it better than all the Chris Barnes era. So true or just a different era? It's
a good one, but I didn't like it at first. It took me a few
Really?
spins. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, maybe I was into like at the time when that came out. I was into other stuff. I wasn't that deep into death metal. What year did that come out?
2012.
2012. Yeah, it was a little while ago. Yeah, 2012. I was into some other shit.
I gotcha. This was when I was first discovering death metal. So big, that makes it different, I think. At least for me, I think Nick over here at Thralls.
Vocally, necrotic Nick.
I don't know. So at some point soon, we're gonna do
from a technique point of view. I think he's right.
I think he's right. I mean,
look at Barnes's voice. As you think his technique was shit, like over these years, his voice is shot. Like.
Well, yeah.
I'm not. It doesn't compared to the '90s to now. It's just night and day. Like.
Yeah, but we're not talking 6 Feet Under. We're talking the first 4 Cannibal Corpse albums.
So, yeah. So we're talking the quality of those versus like this. It's. So I'm curious to dive into this topic specifically. Like I think we should do a discussion of the first 4. Sorry, I know how to count.
I'm gonna tell you a couple of stream ideas during the stream. Like that's just you have that.
That's
that
how
knack.
you do it.
That's what that 12% IPA does.
It's hitting me right now for sure.
Yeah.
Discussion of the first 4, and then a conversation about Corpse Grinder versus Fisher. I want to know, but it's going to be on this channel at some point for sure.
And a discussion about the OG logo versus the corporate logo.
This is the
corporate
Metal Blade logo.
That some Wall Street banker came up with that logo design. like
when they were buying their Cannibal Corpse stocks.
Yeah, exactly. Driving around in their Mercedes Benzes.
Yeah. We're gonna discuss all of this and more.
Yeah.
On the fucking
Chris
Barnes deep dive.
Yeah.
All right, I got how much more do you guys have to show?
I have a couple weird Digipaks to show, and then also a Metal Minds one.
All right,
but I can knock them all out.
Did you pull any?
I need to go to bed soon.
Okay.
Digibooks? I know we're talking about
Digibooks.
I have a Bloodbath one. What was that album with the nurse on the cover? There was a like an actual hardbound book that came out for that one. I have that somewhere.
Grand Morbid Funeral, is that it? Or
yeah, Grand Morbid Funeral. Yeah.
Oh, that's a nurse. Yeah, I guess it is. Huh?
Yeah, I thought it was a nun, but it could be a nurse too. I know.
Or something like, I don't know, whatever.
All right, so we'll do one more round for all of us, and then maybe chat a little bit to wrap up. But our last round of Digipaks. Here we go. All right. So I'm choosing my favorite Digipaks right now.
Yeah.
So you guys know Feld.
You got that from Translation Lost too, right?
Transcending Obscurity, actually.
Oh, yeah, I can tell from the hologram. Okay.
Yeah. And there's a logo right there. But I mean, this is just an amazing album cover, just made even more amazing by the. What would you call this? Is this like a lithograph or? I don't know. It's cool. I mean, you see the sun in the silhouette of the wolf right here, and then the eyes of this like zombie dead chick just lying in the snow. The Intimate Earth, and this is an amazing album, by the way. If anyone is like vibing for some early Agalloch with like some more folk elements, like specifically violin and stuff, I would really recommend
It's a
Feld.
little doomy too.
It is, yeah, I would agree. I mean, and look, we got quadruple gatefold action here. The numbers over here, CD right there. I don't know, it's awesome. I think
if you're out like outside in broad daylight, those lyrics would probably be impossible to read.
yes, this is this is sometimes a tough album to appreciate, and honestly, shit, I'm trying to read them right now. It's tough. It's nigh impossible. So
Man,
we'll just focus on the band over here. But this is an awesome album. I recommend the Salt Binding last track. Also, The Rite of Passage. For those who do not know this one, The Intimate Earth by Feld, and then just showing off Metal Blade that they do good packaging. Do you guys know this one?
it looks familiar. I know I've seen it.
This is Dawn of Fear by Cult of Luna.
Yes.
Double.
We like to do those abstract looking.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just it's supposed to be a tree stump, right? Or it's supposed to complete all the way around.
Oh,
and then
or charcoal Pac-Man, like just saying.
Okay, it's
right,
charcoal Pac-Man. He's after Miss Pac-Man, but somehow it ties into the fact that the world is dying and we're all doomed. Boom. I don't know. It's a very symphonic, dark album, and one of my favorites by them for sure. But like the packaging itself is just killer. It's 2 CDs and they're all in a booklet. Like we got one over here, we got one on the other side, and then there's a booklet in between. And I just think that's worthwhile. I mean, that's just packaging well spent right there. And it is like kind of a you can't see it on the stream, but they have their logo printed in, embossed.
Oh, really?
On this on the cover. So the logo, and on the back the name of the album, A Dawn of Fear, embossed too. So yeah.
And that's the thing about those media digibooks. It's like all the stitching and stuff. It's actually practical to do.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff holds in there.
And I'm glad to see some Cult of Luna love over here. We got Nick.
I'm spotty in the catalog.
I don't
have that one, but I have some other stuff. But it's dude, just
Cult of Luna are one of my favorite bands. So we got Nick over here with the spot, and I heard James mentioning the Long Road North earlier, and yeah, that is up there with one of my favorite albums. And the packaging, I almost grabbed that one for the Digipak because it's a similar kind of Digipak, but I just really like this one a little bit better. So good call, James, on that. All right, Chris.
Okay, so quick run through. So here's Grind Bastards, Benediction.
Oh, I have that one too.
Metal Minds, No Frills label on the gold CD. This one is stamped. And it has this hologram to verify that it's authentic.
What's your number?
There aren't people out there bootlegging Grind Bastards.
You'll get a Russian bootleg of just a hologram too on there.
Right? Yeah.
It's only a matter of time.
Number 1491 out of 2000.
Okay.
So there's that one, and then a couple weird digis that I have. So this is Excruciating Terror. If you want to get into like filthy 90s crust grindcore, Excruciating Terror. It's 2 demos, and it's in like this slip case. So you pull it out here, and then you have the slip case, and then you open it up, and then some stickers always fall out. I want to. There we go. There are the stickers that
I
always
know that
fall
feeling.
out.
Yep.
And then it's like a trifold, your gatefold right there. Excruciating tear. Definitely put out some really, I think that there was a connection with that Southern Cal, like Nausea, and some of the bands that came out of that area at the time. I think there was some whatever, I don't know. And then this is another weird. This is probably one of the weirdest digipacks that I ever got. This is Union of Uranus. They did a split with His Hero Is Gone back in the day, and then they did like a double 7-inch. I have all their vinyl, but nothing. I think that they just didn't do music anymore or anything like that. So this is the CD put in there, but it's like this weird. You open it, it got crushed in the mail, like, so I got it like this, but you open it up and it opens up like this, and then here's this flap, and then the CD would be like right in here, and then the booklet is behind that. So this is like a collection of the split they did with His Hero Is Gone. They're double 7-inch, and I think there's like maybe 1 or 2 comp tracks on here too. Good stuff. I mean, like, definitely really good stuff. Union of Uranus. Yeah, if you can find anything. I mean, this one, it's on the Great Steak. What is it? Yeah, Great American Steak Religion.
Who's
label,
anus?
which is Union of Uranus.
Oh, okay. My anus.
And then Death in June. These CDs that they've been putting out now these are all reissues on Tesco. I don't know who this label definitely. I don't think they have a large catalog, but whatever they do put out, it's definitely like really high quality. Like these Digipaks, they're big into the foil stamping, really artful artwork. Like the quality of the stock, and then also just the imagery that's used. Like this is you have the foil stamping here on the sign. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Tragedy was one of the connections with Uranus. But there's also an embossed logo here. This is where it's really interesting because there's an embossed logo here. You really can't see it. That doesn't match with the artwork at all, but it's still pretty cool. This is another one that they did where it's like all of this is embossed. All of their CDs on this Tesco distribution, it's all like the same thing. A lot of foil stamping, embossed artwork, definitely high quality digipacks that they put out. And let me see here. I think that's all that I really have. Oh yeah, here's this is 2 more. Converge. All we love, we leave behind. So this is after Jane Doe. This is the album that I really like post Jane Doe. I think this is a great album, and it's a really good print work, good high quality stock. The artwork on this, it's the same quality as the LP release. And then this one, I'm sure everyone recognizes this one. This is a classic, Agoraphobic Nosebleed. This comp that they put out, like double CD, and I like it too, where it's like, the second one, it's the the inside of it, the disc, like the substrate inside of the CD. It's like a 3-inch CD and a 5-inch casing. Definitely top-notch presentation for all of this one. For some odd reason, I remember seeing this in the used bins all the time at Manifest, and I don't know why, because it's a really good comp of like all of their EPs and all of that, and for some odd reason, it was always floating around in the used bins. Like, why would anyone get rid of this?
Is that Aaron
But
Turner?
yeah, I think this was on Hydra. Was this on Hydra Head? I think so. I mean, I know that Relapse put out, like, I think the majority of the Agoraphobic Nosebleed, but yeah, okay, this is Hydra Head.
The inside of that reminds me of like Fruity Pebbles, like cereal. It's like it's got all the colors, and you remember how like
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there's
mixed
that
with like
10-inch
narcotics, right?
that
Yep.
10-inch that they put out that has 100 songs on it. I have that one. I forget what it's called.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, it's 100 songs on a 10-inch. And then the CD, it's like a 3-inch CD with 100 tracks on it. But it's the same thing where it's just tons of pills and everything. It's yeah. This is a good one. If you find this in the used bin, pick it up.
Dude. Yeah,
That's all I've got.
It is, yeah, awesome. And I just want to quickly say that, Chris, you beat me.
Altered States of America, yeah.
nah.
This is my Metal Minds.
Yeah.
1585 out of, yeah. So you win on the.
I win.
Yep. the lower number.
Number one.
I'm a bigger Benediction fan than you are.
Apparently, congrats. All right, Rick, whatever you got, go for it, and we'll close out after that.
I'll pull out a weird one. Paysage Saver.
Oh yeah.
So this is I don't know if did we pull any A5s tonight?
I'll pull an A5.
It's technically cardboard packaging, got like a Digipak. This one has like it came with like these leaves. I guess I don't know what the story is behind that. I guess it's part of the forest. This is just a really weird project to get into. This alone, you saw is 2 discs. So you're looking at this is the Bald album, came out in 2020, and you're looking at like 2 hours. So this is not something I actively listen to. I put in like in the background when I'm like, doing other stuff. It's just because a lot of it's ambient instrumental. It's the same dude behind Dark Space, and very very matte. It's very very matte. So this is something you definitely want like to put in a some kind of sleeve or something. So I have a little sleeve over there. I got 2 of these albums. I just pulled this one. This one I just pulled it because I just really like the artwork. Took it out of the plastic. So this is Reed, their Life Hunger album, and Season of Mist put this out. So I guess I'm the black metal guy tonight. I don't know. You guys haven't pulled out much.
Oh yeah.
Season of Mist, good band. As you guys know, out of the ashes of Windeer, I still need to get more of their stuff. I don't know if anybody pulled any Jungle Rot. This is the only Jungle Rot I have on Digi though. Everything else on Jewel. So this is their Order Shall Prevail. And the thing is, so they're on Victory, which always throws me off because I don't think of Victory as like a death metal label. To me, that they're always, they've always been a hardcore label. So they
except for Jungle Rot, honestly.
Yeah, good band. They definitely included a booklet, and they came with this sort of weather proof, I guess, sticker, which is cool. Something you can put on your car or whatever. This is a thing, man. Like you could take this, put it in your car. People know what's up, So really, really cool.
All
the window of your Kia.
There's no subtlety there. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, Jungle Rot fan. He's not getting a ticket tonight. Look at that. Good stuff. As far as like Digibooks, like you guys are familiar with Sojourner?
Yeah.
Really good band. I'm gonna put this out. So it's yeah, I mean if you like Caldam Brood and bands like that, just very good, mystical, atmospheric kind of stuff. Very well composed. All very well put together. Nice high quality paper. There you go. There's the band. So I think they're international. They're all from these different countries, although they're usually listed as being from New Zealand. Just really good stuff. I also why not? You know, I'll pull more Tales again. This one the only one I hear I have on any sort of digi or
It looks like a book
format. Yeah, it's good, classic. Who doesn't like Morbid Tales? The actual disc is in this little pocket they put here, which is much easier to take out. In my opinion, I guess the only thing that makes people nervous about this kind of thing is scratching the disc itself. You know, pulling it in and out. But I think it's very loose. It's a very loose pocket, so pulling it in and out is not so bad. And you usually don't worry about it falling out because it's like cut from the top instead of the side. You know, so they did a pretty good job. Fucking BMG put this together. I've lost track of who or what is putting out their stuff lately. Their reissues.
Is that hardcover reissue that?
Yeah, yeah. It's like I guess it's a digibook.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So yeah, it's cool.
The packaging looks nice.
Got bonus tracks, 84 rehearsal stuff here, so it's pretty cool, and especially if you like their really early stuff. So that's two of the digibooks. Here's an off one. You showed Duran Duran earlier. Like why? Like I'll show Tom York. So this is one of his. This is actually a promo. His first album. This is like his side Radiohead thing, and this is the actual cover of the if he had the actual CD. So this is a promo cut off cardstock copy they have here. So I listened to his stuff for a little bit years ago. I've not revisited his stuff. I don't know what his new stuff sounds like.
That is minimalist.
Very minimalist. Yeah. This is
as much as can be.
But if you were to get the CD, it'd be very minimalist, like this, and basically that. So I don't know if this is much of a Radiohead crowd. So I'm like, okay.
I'm curious. I'm not a Radiohead fan, but I could be one maybe.
It's very like artsy, experimental. His solo stuff is even more experimental than the Radiohead stuff.
Yeah.
This is one.
Like I have Pablo Honey, and
very minimal.
Uh-huh.
This is Skogsja, Norwegian kind of neo folk black metal. It's
yes.
It's you know what it is.
Ivar, right?
Yeah, from Enslaved.
Uh-huh.
And Arnar Selvik from Wardruna. So this is their collab project. Pretty good.
Give me a sec.
Yeah, it's super fucking thick. Very, very thick stuff. It's kind of hard to take the booklet out actually just because it's so thick. But
is it kind of like that stock that's almost like an art stock?
Yeah, it's like a cardboard box basically.
Yeah.
Really basic. Yeah, again, if this is your thing, it's pretty good. Yeah, I can't get that. There we go. So cool project. I like all the abstract stuff going on here. There's Ivar. Yeah. I think there was one more thing. Yeah, so this is one that came out. It's a little EP. It is the only thing they put out. There's rumors that I believe Trevor from Obituaries in his in this project. Might be a hush hush thing. So this is Karios Saturnal Chambers.
Do not know that one.
This is some
Never
good.
heard of that.
It's like cosmic black metal. It's good stuff. Caligari put this out, and I see it listed all the time, like on these little distros and stuff. And but I never really hear anybody talk about it. It's like 3 tracks, really easy to get through. But here you go.
Yep.
It's actually really good. I actually pulled this one as one of the bad examples, but I kind of forgive it because it's it's Caligari and it's a small EP. It's only 2 tracks. I'm like, it doesn't need extravagant packaging for something like this. But I'm really looking forward to see if they do put out more stuff because I really did like this. Really, really good stuff, and I like that treatment on the CD. And, what you see here is basically what it sounds like. It's just music from the void, very dark, cold. So really good stuff. So that's pretty much what I got.
Cool. Well, yeah, I really wanted this stream to be just, a sign that Digipaks were not just cheap ways to sell music from like Century Media or like a major label, but like a band that wanted to make a unique mark on their music. Like you were talking about those, what do you call this?
Those A5s.
A5s. So you mentioned the A5s, and here, I picked this up real quick. One more last show. Fucking Isak Trillium.
Oh yeah, they're what are they, French?
Eternity of Shoig is this one right here. Fucking amazing, like one man black
very
metal
unforgettable
band.
cover.
Yes. So I just, if you're, if you see a Digipak, sometimes it can be worth it to buy.
Oh, I just saw Nick's comment. So Jungle Rod's on Unique Leader now. That
they were. I don't know if they are now. I think they're. Oh no, Unique Leader. Yeah.
All right. I thought Victory was odd label to be on. I mean,
for sure.
I'm sure it was working for them for a brief period, but I think Unique Leader might be a better fit.
I would think so.
Cool.
All right. Anything else from you guys, or?
Yeah, I'm Digipacked out for the night.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I got so many here, but at this point, but I think we made our point. I think
I agree.
What we showed.
I agree. Thank you guys for joining.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Cheers to everyone who watched and stuff, and see y'all later.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Cheers.